Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Ireland Live for Thursday, the 8th of May, 2025. My name is Paul Fitzsimons. I'll be joined by Orla, Donohoe now in the next few minutes. And Jesus, there's some protests popping up everywhere, isn't there? They're all over the place. Like, you know what I mean? We've seen Bundoran, we've seen Carrick Cross. It's just ridiculous. Like, there's another one there this evening now, and there's supposed to. I have a video there to play about one in that loan being cancelled. I think I just need to verify that before I play the video. And then we have the ABB building there in Tala. And listen, it's just people are awake. Then we have the Cork, the National Rally in Cork on the 7th of June. And then we have another rally in Dublin on the 22nd of June. So, listen, people, get out to these rallies. This is where we need to be. We need to be talking. We need to be networking. We need to be getting everyone out. That's what we need to be doing. But as I said, Orla will be with me now in the next few minutes. I'll just, excuse me. Just let me throw it out there. You get us on WhatsApp on 0892031521. That's 0892031521. You will also get us live on Fitzy on X at Anthony L. Casey at Rugamorph27, Facebook Paul Fitzsimons, and www.yourschannel.com/live. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Let's see what comments we have. Hi, handsome Paul. Guess who that is? Thanks very much, Michael John. Looking dapper. I was actually at a funeral today, yeah. A close friend of the family died. Very smart. Thank you very much, Amanda. Evening all. Were you watching the conclave? I was actually on a meeting, an AC meeting for Ireland Force. I'm with Ireland Force. I'm on the AC of Ireland Force. I'm in charge of media. And I was actually on the call, and my sister was calling it out from the other room to me. Oh, we have a new pope. He's from Chicago. Would you give me his name? And it's the wrong name. And it was so funny. Like, but yeah. Hi, Europa. Hi, everyone. How are you? Michelle Keane, for woman of, she is doing powerful stuff. I have a video there from her there now. I'm going to play in the next few minutes. And hello, Frank. All good. God bless. I'm going to just bring Orla up there now. Good evening. How are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah. I heard the news there a while ago. Like, Herman has been voted out of the IFP. I heard. Is that true? Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just fixing my phone. Sorry.
I just got a message there to me from someone. Herman has been voted out, and Michael's motion has gone through. Has it? That's what I'm at getting in a text there.
Well, I don't know for certain. There's no official statement.
Yeah. Well, people are surmising all of these things. Then you know what I mean. So
I don't know. I suppose, like, I mean, if I don't know. I mean, if that's true, then Michael, I'm sure, will have to make a statement. There's nothing out from him or anything yet, is there?
Well, I suppose you better not say anything until it is out from him, just in case it's not true. You know. So.
Mm-hmm.
I just arrived home from the Tala one. There's another one on Tuesday, 6:30. Everyone welcome, support, appreciated. I know Tom was there, I think. I don't know whether you were talking to Tom. You can't miss Tom, big baldy man, Ireland Force banner.
About 7 foot tall as well.
About 7 foot tall, yeah. Good evening, Orla.
Hi, Michael. How are you?
At a protest tonight in Tala, a good few out, but still too small for the area, as we actually have 8 iPass centres. I said this before. The people at Tala. Now, I'm not knocking the people of Tala. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking the people of Tala. But I'm going to be honest. It's the same in lots of areas. Lots of different parts. Like, Tala is a big community. Like, there's, how many is there? There's probably, would there be 200,000 in Tala? I think there would. Like, there's a lot of housing estates. Like, I don't know what the constituency is. But these iPass centres are probably nowhere near, like, 150,000 of them. Like, you know what I mean? So, that's the people you need to be getting out. These are the people you need to be getting on side. You need to be telling them what's going on here, lads. The crime rate is through the roof. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I know I'm not saying we knock the Muslims every night, but we talk about the Muslims every night because the country has been overrun by Muslims. And you go into the courts,
Indians,
75 Indians and Muslims, 75% of the people in the courts now are foreign. and they all need interpreters. It's costing.
Paul, actually, speaking about that there now, I sent you.
Hang on there. Yeah, someone was saying it. So they say
on, statistics today.
Impact.
No.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I think that should be good to show that.
Yeah, let's put that up there. Just let me throw this out here. So they say, but Herman's still calling himself president anyway. Listen, I don't know anything about it. We've had nothing to do with it. It's none of our business. You know what I mean? So let them until it comes out, Eddie. Well, then we'll until Michael makes a statement. He's the man who has to make the statement. You know. Hi, Paul and Orla, just tuning in. Hi, all. How are you, Mickey? From yeah. Tom and Patrick Quinlan. Oh, okay, that's grand. So that's cool. Yeah, so there was 2 councillors out there from different parties.
That's good.
Brilliant.
That's good. Yeah.
You know. Hi, everyone.
That's great.
That's great to hear that they're all out there. You know what I mean? What Leo is Pope? Yeah, Pope Leo the 14th, I think it is. Hi, y'all. Paul.
Hi, Kalina.
Tommy Fenton. I'm the other native Irish and not no profile one. Name not chosen to troll and can't be changed for 9 days, I think. So there. Okay, Tommy. Hold on there. We just see. Orla, you look lovely in green. Oh, yeah. Yes, I was talking to Tom. He's a man to look up to. He is a big man.
Definitely look up to. He's like 7 feet tall.
Yeah. Lots of new apartments going up in Green Hills, not for the Irish. Listen, none of these new apartments are for Irish. I drove by here today with my ma going to the funeral, and she said, "Them apartments lovely up at Donohoe, Grattan Lodge there, and Baldoyle." I said, "Man, we like Irish people won't get them." I said, "This is for the new plantation, ma. How will you stop with you?" I said, "I'm telling you, ma, you mark my words, Irish people won't get them." You know what I mean? She says to me, such a body reckon she'll get a place in there. I said, "Ma, unless she changes the colour of her bleeding skin and wears a hijab, she's not getting the gaff in there." End of story. Sorry. The religion of those swamping and replacing us is irrelevant. Well, it kind of is. Like if Muslims outrun us, our religion's gone and everything else is gone. You know what I mean? So listen, I probably practicing Catholic.
And I downloaded that video, so you'll be able to play that as well. So do you want to put up the statistics first?
Yes, I'm going to do that now, Orla. I just got sidetracked there with what we were talking about. So
then I swear this is why women multitask.
Yeah. Well, can you read that there? No?
Just put it up a bit. We don't need to see herself.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, I can see that now.
Okay. Ireland is now among the highest EU countries with the highest rate of violent assaults. 2023 stats release show 5,700 cases of assault causing harm, 44 homicides, 1,004 rape offences, 69, nearly 70,000 thefts, 9,500 burglary cases, and sexual violence, including rape, is up 80% since 2013. Now, Jesus Christ, man, come on. That is, they are shocking statistics. Shocking statistics.
And whatever could be causing it.
Oh, look at this. And look at her. There's nothing going wrong here. No.
Nothing
got to do with the migrants.
No, there's no correlation between immigration and crime, and Dublin is safe. So I put up a post on Facebook today and I said she's done a marvellous job. She really has at destroying the country.
And now she's gone in to fuck up the kids. Excuse me, French.
Yeah, exactly.
For her husband, who is a marketing director for AbbVie, the company who makes puberty blockers. But boy, Jesus, people are waking up to these rainbow warriors now. I'm telling you now, because a lot of people are talking out about this. You know what I mean? It's not just us anymore. You know, it's not just us. Who's the leader now? Who's what leader? Who's the leader now? I don't know what you mean. The leader of what? The leader of the Catholic Church, Pope Leo the 14th is his name, I think. Most folk in Tala just sit back and do nothing. Load as I am to say that. I know. Listen, It's happening everywhere. Like, honestly, it really is. Like, you know what I mean?
But
It used to get me down. It used to depress me. It used to depress me, right? And now I just don't care because people are seeing it. The more your kids are coming in and telling them, Dad, this happened or that happened, or that, then people are seeing what happens. So, listen, is it going to take something really bad to happen for these people to wake up? They shouldn't be letting it get to that, if you know what I mean. It just shouldn't be.
Right.
You need to get out on the streets. You need to talk.
Paul, something already terrible has happened. The stabbing of children.
I know that.
What more do we need to happen? That should have drawn the line at that stage when children were stabbed. That was it, you know? And like we've said this before, because like me and you have gone to several protests along with other people. But like it's all well and good nationalists going around, you know, to different places. But there has to be a load of people, you know, from the local area. It can't just be nationalists turning up in different counties. It has to be the local people, you know?
Yeah, listen, we said this. We've been saying this before on the show all the time. We went to Knock and 5 people out of the 300 were from Knock. And we just got branded as, the Dubs, the far right came down and took over the Knock protest. We didn't take over anything. We were the only ones that was bleeding there. It was disgraceful.
Yeah, I know.
Like we're willing to go down and fight for you. But you have to be willing to come out and fight for yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Don't be hiding behind the curtain, afraid of being called an ist or an ism. I'm gone past that shit now. I really have, because I'm not an ist or an ism. I'm a concerned father. I've 3 kids, 12, 10, and 8. You know what I mean? A lot of my friends have grandkids.
I know.
Young kids now, and that's what I'm doing this for. I'm not doing this for me. I couldn't give a shit. I'll be gone in a few years' time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then again, 168 at the minute. So hey, you never know.
Well,
but,
I sent you on a few. I've sent you on a few photographs from Jaden. We'll put them up later on.
I'll put them up in a while.
Yes.
Talk about what is in the news is not as often is the case. Is only talking about their actions. Coincidentally, they are very often Muslims. Not your fault, Paul. Thank you, Johnny Woke. Good man. It's not my fault. Like, the news is the news. But if you have to watch RTE news, you know what I mean? You don't hear it. But and that's probably who 3/4 of Tala are watching at the minute. RTE news. You know what I mean? That's what's happening. That's why they don't know what's going on, even though it's right under their nose. But as you said, these things happened in 2023, and it saw all the violence. And then the government put a D notice on it, and it wasn't allowed to be spoke about again. We'll just concentrate on what all them dirty far-right protesters and looters did. And that's what they've done ever since. It's like January 6th. It's like the worst day in American history. It's like 9/11. It's like the Alamo. You get a grip. Like, the media are feeding you that shit. You know what I mean? Stop listening to it. You know what I mean? Just does my head in, I swear to God.
Do you know, I'm just looking at you tonight. You dress like, do you know what you look like? It's like you're in the mafia or something.
A lot of people say that.
The Sopranos, the auditioning for them.
No. Jaden has me here. We put this one up for us. Let's see this one. This is Fitzy Dove. Fitzy Dove, what is your age? Coming out April 11th. he's like The Weekend. You know, let's save your tears for another day.
Oh, Lord God.
Listen, it's great that we can all have a laugh at Fitzy's expense, like, you know.
Listen, I gotta have some hobbies. This is my favorite one.
Jaden again. Yeah, let's go with this one. Then we go with our first video. Noah's Ark. That's what you get for calling me old.
But look, here, Paul, look, is that not me there beside you?
It is, yeah, it is, Johnny, it is.
Were we just destined to be friends, Paul, were we? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, Orla, you don't need to see that cow. What cow? Oh, that one.
McEntee.
Yeah. People aren't any doubt, having read the country's gotten taken. Well, yes, listen, it has. There was a video circulating last night of a fella getting bashed in somewhere last night for trying to snatch a child. Yeah, I'm missing loads of this. My mate from the south is Roman Catholic, and said it's great news about the Pope, and he was chosen because of Vance. Is that true? I'm Presbyterian. I don't
know. I
know.
haven't been following it today, to be honest with you.
He was a cardinal in Chicago. That's all I knew. He was from Chicago. Yeah, but two gay Irishmen beheaded for being gay was pretty horrific. In fairness, exactly. And people forget this. This was Muslim extremists. Like, he was an extreme. He was part of the Muslim Brotherhood, who are a terrorist organization, who are run here in Ireland by Dr. Umar Al-Qadri, who was the darling of RTE and Virgin Media. Why is that? You know, come on, people. Wake up, people. Like, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean? Any news from Dunshaughlin? Michael, I haven't heard anything about Dunshaughlin. Are they putting something in there? You know what I mean? Did they put up my two photos? Yeah, we did.
I did, and yes, we have two of them up, yes.
Top Parnell stabbing one. Yeah, I thought that as well. You know what I mean? But this is what I'm saying to you. They brought in the riot squad. They quelled it rapid, and they only spoke about the riot. They didn't speak about what actually happened. Like, a lot of people don't know your man's name. It's Riyad Boubacar or something like that. And, you know, nobody knows who he is. But it seems there was talk at the time. There was talk at the time that when he was let stay here 15 or 20 years ago, or whatever like that, that it was Varadkar who actually was the man who helped them stay here.
I heard that.
This came out at the time, you know what I mean? So you don't know how true it is, you know. We're all in this now. Yeah, we are, bands. Yeah, we are. As a gay man, I empathise. I'm terrified of Sharia law. Well, Michael, you'll be getting fucked off Liberty Hall, mate. That's the way it's gonna go. You know what I mean? You pull out a rainbow flag anywhere with them, you're thrown off a high building. End of story. Palestinians are the same. But what they're doing is now, if you can see what the way the government are going now with Simon Harris, Israel are doing terrible things on the Palestinians. Israel have always done terrible things on the Palestinians. Let's be honest about it. But now he's going to announce in the next few weeks that we have to take in 100,000 Palestinians. That's what's going to happen. And there's houses being built all over the country, and all these houses are housing for all, except for the Irish. That's exactly how it's going.
Yeah.
Rant over. Sorry, lads. You're wearing well, Fitz. Plenty more lead in your pencil. Yeah, thanks, Mickey.
Oh, Mickey, please. We have Michael cheering him on. We don't need anybody else. He's big enough head as it is.
Mainstream media is terrible. People are turning more to YouTube. They are, and it's the likes of these channels. You know what I mean? We're up 500 there, people. Fair play. Keep sharing it out there. I didn't actually share that anywhere tonight because I was on a meeting, wasn't I? These bleeding meetings are just mental.
Oh, Darren, I forgot to share it on X. Anyway, look, I've shared it on Facebook.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll get Ferg to share. If Ferg's watching it there, will you share it out, Ferg?
Yeah.
The internet is the awakening tool. Exactly. This is a digital war now. This is not. This is why the government are losing this, because they can't control this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? The people are out of control now. The people cannot be controlled now, because you look at the different. Listen, let's just go. I tell you now, this man. I'm going to play this again later on, but this is Ferg. Ferg has it in a nutshell. I have to say, there's 500 watching us there,
brilliant.
so let's go with this.
All right, boys and girls, just a quick message. Last year after the local elections, I did a video here because everyone was very down about the results and the whole lot. Well, I was just telling you, look what time, what happens. Look what's coming out now about all the election interference. Look what's coming out about the poison and those jabs. Look at the amount of people standing up and finding their voice around the country now that are sick of mass illegal immigration and the dangers that it brings. The whole country's rising. Look at the buzz over Cork now in a few weeks' time. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I've said it again. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Everything will be alright in the end. If it's not alright, it's not the end. It's never the end for the Irish. God bless everyone that's free. Eric O'Brien.
Fair play to him. Fair play. That's it in a nutshell.
Brilliant.
I've just been talking about how people are rising and everything, but he's right. It's not over. It's not the end until it's over. And if it's, it's not the end. End of story. Ferg is correct. Yeah, he is. Not to mention the disease is brought. Yes, it's TB. TB was eradicated in this country years ago, and now TB is rampant again. The fleas and all this shite that they're bringing in with them, you know. Ireland belongs to the Irish. Yes, it does. The only thing 100%. You take for gospel in the media is the football results. My first political lesson aged 8 from my father. Yeah, it's true. The football results. The weak people will always lick the feet of the invaders. Yes, you have it. Yeah. Have I got this?
Yes,
this subhuman. This one is this Ruth Coppinger. Did you see our video yesterday?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we're playing it.
Yeah. We play it in a few minutes. Well said, Ferg. Val Martin, RTE, real true education. Yeah. Val's cool. I like Val. I was actually, Val was one of the IFP candidates with me there last year in Orla. So, yeah, in Cavan. I do like Val. Calls it how it is. All crimes can be connected to religion. Yes, you're dead right. Daniel, it's also the government and politicians who are demonstrating discrimination and racism against. Yes, like, listen, look what they've done to us. Anyone who spoke out about this has either been charged or dragged through the courts. Philip's gone through it 3 or 4 times. Derek's had to been through it. You know what I mean? Ferg has been through it. I've been through it. You know, different lads have gone through all of this shit. Just the harassment and the dragging you through the courts and then they try and stitch you up on a Mickey Mouse. Oh, we're not going to do you on this, but we do you on that. And then the papers run with failed election candidate avoids jail. I was never getting jail. Will you stop? Will you? It was a poxy penknife. Cop onto yourselves, you idiots. You know what I mean? But this is the left. Look, like the left have the power to do this shit. You know what I mean? This is, you know, make a mountain out of a molehill, and then they all jump on you and dive on you and. Right to get out of that. I couldn't give a shit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Try and get John Wilson on as a guest. He's a rising star in Irish nationalism. John Wilson. Who is he? Don't know who he is.
I don't recognise the name.
I don't recognise the name either. Does he go by any pseudonyms or anything like that? I'm Fitzy Dub, but everyone knew that already. Western governments are all in lockstep for the past few years. Now, with regards to important migrants and using every skirmish anywhere in the world to hoover it up more. And it's all done by this open society, this George extremist. Ross Lahoive, Frank Power, hold on.
I think Ross is coming on one of the nights, is it? Is it Sunday night he's coming on?
Sunday. He texted me there before the show to give him a ring, but I'm on the show. So I can't really help him. I'll ring him. It's a bit late to ring him. So it'll be late to ring him after the show.
Yeah, see when he comes on Sunday.
I might send him the link if he's around after the show.
Yeah, I've never actually met Ross.
Yeah,
just know from Facebook.
I like Tommy Robinson. Yeah, okay. I did I put it up? I didn't. No, I didn't.
What?
I was gonna put that silence video up. I said I'd do it on Tuesday night or Sunday night. I said I'd do it. The Tommy Robinson silence video, the one that has him locked up in prison over the Syrian young fella, where he said he got waterboarded and all this shit, and it didn't happen, and he proved it didn't happen, and that's why he's locked up. The new Pope let one of his priests knew he was a child molester here at school. He knew one of his priests was a child molester. Okay. Denmark, I don't know. I can't comment. Dole payments and people left. Denmark put the door. Yes. Exactly.
But that's what they need to do. If the payments are cut, they're not going to be coming in. Simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. Cut it. Fair play. Fair play to who backed up Ben.
Yeah, have you got that Ruth Coppinger?
Oh, I have,
yeah, say that. The way she spoke to Ben was disgraceful.
Oh, man.
Disgraceful. But she just showed her true colours and the smirking idiot beside her. Who doesn't know what his child
is. Look, if the young fella pisses in his face, it's a boy. When you're changing his nappy, like, you know, come on.
Paul, you've such a way with words.
I know, but like, it's common sense, you know.
I know.
I let him decide what he wants to be when he grows up. He's a fucking boy. He's going to grow up to be a man unless you ruin him. Yeah, gobshite. You know, Ross got bailed. Yeah, I know he did the other day. Yeah, I know he did. But I was watching him last night. He was a Garda for 30 years. He was brilliant. Yeah, that's Val she's talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, Val Martin. Yeah, he was a sergeant.
Paul, you missed my comment. I was saying we need funding for private coaches to bring the Patriots up and down the country. Yeah, I think I'm going to be honest. Someone sent me a message last night to say that all the train tickets had to be bought up.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Quid. So, listen, this is what was sent in to me last night. I put it into another group I was in. Listen, is there any, if you send me in the links, I can put them up here. If there is a link for a GoFundMe or something to get coaches or something like that, we can do it. But no, I want nothing to do with money or any shit like that. I'm not doing it. But I'm sure the different groups. No, but you know what I mean. Yeah, no, when you start that shit, it's, you know what I mean. But listen, if the groups have a GoFundMe, send it in to me. You have the WhatsApp number there. I'll just post it up there.
But even like lift sharing, put it out in groups. Who's going? Like there might be only one or two in a car and can fit others.
Yeah, exactly. But you can, if you have any links to come in to me, send them in at 0892031521, and I'll gladly post them. You know what I mean? But there you go. You can buy me a coffee if you want. You can buy the show a coffee if you want. That stripe there. So I'll throw that one out. I have that at hand. But people, we're up to 700 there now.
Buy me a Bulmers.
Buy me a Bulmers, yeah. Buy me a Bulmers, yeah. We're up to 700 there, people. Fair play. Just keep sharing it out. Keep sharing it out there now. But yeah. What was I going to say?
Right. The grip.
I'm going to play Coppinger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to play Coppinger now. Hang on. Dirty animal, this one. I'm just going to say this woman is a subhuman. She is a subhuman. I'm telling you now. She's
This morning, Justice Minister Jim O'Callaghan was saying that he reaffirmed the government's previous position of wanting to speed up deportations of failed asylum seekers who have not met the threshold after an examination. I'm wondering if you have any reaction to that remark by the Minister?
Not for Brit, no.
Sorry, what?
Not for Brit, I don't, no.
That's not really fair. He's a member of the press. If he's asking you a question...
I'm just saying I don't answer questions.
There's press freedom in this country and he's a member of the press. He's a member of the Press Council. If they're asking you a question, that's not very fair.
Really? Yeah, a lot of things in Gript aren't very fair, and I don't think he needs you to stick up for him.
Well, I would hope that if the roles were reversed, someone would stick up for me. I don't think that's fair.
You the question, Jack? I might put a pin in that, actually. I mean, if you guys aren't willing to take questions, then maybe we can put them.
Yeah, I think we're done.
Right. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Grant, okay.
It was right about that time she knew she fucked up. I'm telling you now. Yeah. She should have never done that.
Did you watch her at the very beginning? She's looking Ben up and down.
Oh, yeah.
Like to trust it.
A horrible person.
I'm
not messing. She hates women. She hates Irish people. She's married to a Muslim. You know what I mean? And this is why she's all for Palestine and crap like that. Or two bleeding nephews are transgenders. Do you know what I mean? Like
I know.
She just ruins people. She goes around, and do you know how she gets in? Because she gets potholes fixed, and just bullshit. She got voted in down there in Ashtown. It's probably 95% foreign. You know what I mean? That's how she got in through Ashtown. She's a
maybe she might accidentally fall into one, a big one.
Yeah, listen, she wouldn't. I watched her in 2022 when the lads were put out of. She's such a witch. She is a witch. But when the lads were put out of, the lads from Finglas were supposed to go in and run the migrants off the canal. Do you remember that? It was about 2 years ago. It was about 2023 it was. Because nobody knew who I was at the time. And I had a hood on and I went in with the thing and nobody had a clue. And then the girl, Karen, copped who I was. I know Karen from, I just know Karen, right? She's a bald girl. She's a priestess or whatever they are. It's all bollocks to me, to be honest with you. But she was doing MC and then she copped me, and she wouldn't let them do this. But Ruth Coppinger, the first words Ruth Coppinger uttered when she said, "These far right, you have to realise these people were COVID deniers as well. That was her first words. I'm not meant. That's how much of a subhuman that woman is. You know what I mean? If she wasn't going to get you with the far right, she was going to get you with the vaccine deniers. You know, she's just a scum. I hate her. I hate
Maybe
the
she'd have
bones
to
of her.
say that to all the ones that've been injured from the shots. Oh,
Yeah.
hey, Owen. Go back to Owen's
How are you,
message.
Owen?
About
Sorry, Owen. Is it
the
true the Pope is an Irish nationalist? I hear there's a protest in the square in Rome on Tuesday. Malachi has organised it.
Oh, no, what are you hoping for? That the Pope's going to make an appearance?
Yeah.
Probably isn't
Yeah.
all, you know.
There's a lot of rumours getting circulated around that Herman has been voted out. Can it be verified, Owen, or I don't know? Like, as I said, I'm not going to talk about it unless it's verifiable. So, like, you know the way shite goes around, and then if you say something, then he can look for a revote or a recount or whatever, you know. So I'm not opening my mouth about it. But if there's anyone has any solid information,
Well, an official statement is going to have to come out from IFP if it is true.
yeah, it definitely, yeah. But it seems he's still calling himself president, so he must be still the president. Like, I don't know, you know.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how this motion thing works, so I don't know.
There's a lot of Irish Republicans with a lot of knowledge about certain things that don't support the so-called Republican view. We didn't fight for this bullshit. Sinn Féin are complete traitors. You're right, mate. And I'm sick calling them out on it. I'm sick. If you look at my videos, I always call Sinn Féin out as traitors. You know what? Ruth Coppinger, you wouldn't ride her into battle. Thanks for that, John. I wonder how much she charges to haunt fucking houses. Did you see the face on it? Oh yeah. Yeah, she was expecting the other journalists to support. She wasn't expecting that. No, she
play to that
wasn't.
woman for sticking up for Ben.
Yeah. And then your man, the guy as well. The guy said, "No, listen, no, you're all right. Let's get
We're
out of
done.
here." Yeah. Hi, Paul. She got in through rigging. Yeah, exactly. And we're gonna have. I have Michelle on there now in a minute, but I'm gonna have to see when Michelle come on Sunday night as well. You know what I mean? But she has a lot to talk about this week now, I have to say. You know what I mean? Yeah, but she did get in. It was definitely rigging. She hates herself, Paul. And look at her presentation. Yeah, she's just. I done a video the other night, if you remember. Do you remember of her trying to get your woman to get her family reunification here? She's 6 in her family, and she's a nurse. And I'm gonna say something here, lads. Don't be fooled that a lot of these are nurses. They're not nurses. There is a lot of them that is nurses, but there's a lot of them who are just care workers that come in here with a couple of modules of their nursing thing and they're given a job because they're not giving the jobs to our own kids. You know what I mean? How many of our kids, not my kids are too young, but how many of our nurses and young doctors have gone out of this country?
Yes.
It's disgraceful.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I featured a story there on Facebook a couple of days ago where there was actually 2 articles I came across. And it was about fake documents, thousands and thousands of fake documents, you know. So like a lot of these are coming in and they don't actually have any proper qualifications. And then they're put into what? Nursing homes or hospitals. I mean, how is that safe? They don't know what they're at if they've no proper qualifications. And this has been let away with. And then our own nurses who are properly qualified are going to Australia or Canada. It's absolute madness.
Lads are flying with these comments. Flame Chef, is that for her? Oh, she's a. Owen just put in no comment. Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. Nobody can comment on this. That's why I'm not going to comment on it. But listen,
if the statement's coming out, it'll probably come out tomorrow or whenever. Do you know what I mean?
Frank Bauer, I'd say IFP have the rainbow smoke coming out of it today. I'd say, you know.
Paul, would you like to dispel the rumor on X about you and Herman?
Oh, me and Herman. What rumor on X? What's this? I haven't really heard any rumors on X.
Well, I heard there's a rumor going around about you and Herman were very close.
We were very close, but like not that close. Like, you know what I mean? Not close. Did
you not admit it the other night in the show? Remember, this show was recorded, Paul. Go on now, tell the truth.
Me and Luke. No, I didn't sleep with Herman. I slept with Luke. Yeah, but I was very drunk, and so was he. So yeah, it was all right. You see, nothing must have happened because I remember everything. I was awake for most of the night. It's like when you have a kid, the baby in the bed with you, and you're asleep, but you're not asleep. And every time the baby moves, you're like, every time Luke moves, it was like, what the fuck is that? Like, but listen, no, we were just on the gargle over there, and there was just nowhere to sleep. So
it sounded like a very interesting night you had.
It was
Up
a
and
great night,
Froggies.
I have to
Up
say.
and Froggies.
It was. Listen, it's always a good night in Froggies. It's always a good night in Dermot's. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Michelle Keane is a seriously classy lady. Well, I'm going to move on to that now. Okay, Michelle Keane. I'm going to play this today because, yeah, that's it. See you in court. Michael Healy-Rae has sent her this, that, and the other. But today, there's cars coming onto our property trying to torment her and the whole lot. So listen, I'm going to play this and we'll come back and talk about it.
Greetings, folks. I want to report an incident that happened in my family home this afternoon where Michael Healy-Rae continues to harass me and send bully boy tactics to my house. I was on the school run and coming back from the school run with my daughter Holly, and this lady and man driving a 191D 27840 Volkswagen Golf, I believe, blue car came onto my property. Now, thankfully, I had a witness to all this. A lady had called to me in the meantime, a friend of mine, and she witnessed everything. I asked the gentleman here driving the car, who came out of the car, to get off my property, that he was trespassing. I asked him again, and he wouldn't. He refused to leave. I asked him a third time. He refused to leave. And my friend heard Holly screaming in the back of the car, and she came down to console Holly. And on the fourth time, she told him, get off the property immediately. She was calling the guards, and I was calling the guards. He left an envelope on my windscreen, and in that envelope, there's a letter here from Terence Casey Solicitors asking me to call upon me to make an offer of amends to Michael Healy-Rae, if you don't mind. And that, if they're granted leave from the Circuit Court for an interlocutory injunction application next week at Tralee Circuit Court. Now, I have contacted the Gardaí and they're investigating this for me. Michael Healy-Rae now he has stooped to an all-time level of harassing me and continuing to harass me. I'm just going to play the video now of the car that the person is driving. And just 1 second now. Onto my property. Just 1 second. Tell me your name. Tell me your name. Who's trespassed onto my property? Right. Let's make this man famous and expose him for who he is. Coming on to do this to me and my children's property is just beyond a joke. So it's 191D 27840 blue, I believe, Volkswagen Golf. Look, I'm Michelle Keane. I'm keen on my country, and I will not let Michael Healy-Rae continue to harass me. Goramila Mahagiv.
Fair play that lady. I have to say, fair play that lady. Just before we talk about that, I want to put this out. All people who are listening, next Thursday, there's an information drop sharing coffee morning for those bereaved or injured from the COVID-19 injections at the Barbican Centre, William Street, Drogheda, from 12 to 2 p.m. So that's wake up area. Anybody who is in the area, can you please drop down? Whether you're, you know what I mean? But if you're bereaved or injured, please come down and talk to these people and they will let you know. You know what I mean? Like, you're not on your own. You know what I mean? There's a lot of injured and bereaved people from this COVID-19 injection. And the more people get together, the more people speak, the more information gets dropped. That's how we win this fight. Because
exactly.
At Ireland Force, we've spoke about this already, that we will be holding these people accountable. We will be looking to have these people arrested for what they did. And now, if you see, it's after coming out in, is it somewhere in Europe now that they're saying that it's the UK, I think it is, that the doctors who administered the vaccines can be charged now with malpractice because they knew what they were given, and they had the right to stop. They had the choice to give it or not give it. So they're being held accountable now. So I'd say the floodgates
and they weren't given proper informed consent. Yeah. Did I send you on a thing from Marcus de Bruyne? Did I send you on a screenshot earlier on from Marcus de Bruyne?
I'll have a look now in a minute. Hold on, yeah. Look at this, Paolo. NHS. Okay, let me just put this up. This is I just got this sent in from my good friend. NHS nurses being investigated for industrial scale qualifications fraud. Scam involves more than 700 healthcare workers who use proxies to pass tests in Nigeria, enable them to work in the UK. 48 of the nurses being investigated are already working in the NHS and have been asked to retake the test, but have not been suspended. Thanks for that. Fair play to me. But there you go. It's happening. You know what I mean? It's already happening. We've been saying this for forever. And if you look through the HSE claims against doctors in the HSE, 85% of them are foreign nationals. Yeah. 85%. You know, it's Sydney, Australia. It was Irish at first too. Yeah, absolutely judiciary. But in a mosque, yeah. I rejected the COVID jab. I did this. Yeah, okay, but I'm gonna put this up again because where did that go to? Yeah, well. Is there that many blade coming in? There's loads of things coming in here. Sorry, I'm going to do it. Yeah. Again, next Thursday, information shared in Coffee Morning for those bereaved for injured from COVID-19 injections. The Barbican Centre, William Street, Drogheda, 12 to 2 p.m. We put that out again, Barry, on Sunday night, and we'll do it again Tuesday night again. If you're listening, just send it in, but I should remember. Yeah. Could be Palestine lost Uber driver. Yeah. Jesus Christ, man, it's crazy. DEI and affirmative action is killing people. Yes, it is. It is. This DEI shit, this is like, come on, will you? Like, you know what I mean? You're hurting someone for their skin color, not because how good they are at doing the job. You know, that's what.
That's not true, Dennis. Definitely not. We'd say maybe 60% took it.
They say no. Yeah, that's bullshit. That is bullshit.
Because it's amazing how many people. It's actually. Do you know what? When you're out at protest, you get talking to so many people about different things, and it was actually through the protest that you realise that so many people did not take the shots. So I would imagine a lot took them, but I don't know. I'd say about 60%.
Yeah. But again, people that took shots, you don't know what they got. You don't know whether they got saline. You don't know whether they got a placebo. Because there's a lot of people that's not sick, but there's a lot of people that is sick, and you know. Listen, I know a guy now thinks that the injection killed his father. Another guy killed his mother. You know, they were dead after a couple of weeks. Like, you know what I mean? And I heard a story tonight about someone that's really involved with us as well. Not me and you in particular, but in the movement. That he reckons his father died from it as well. You know, so it's Herman was always a creep. Oh, listen. I used to like Herman until he did what he did. You know what I mean? So. Don't dare call me a DEI whore. I don't get paid. Ha ha ha.
You're right, Jaden. You're right. Well, I didn't send this on because obviously you don't have proper information on it. But I saw a 12-year-old girl died on a football pitch.
I've seen that.
I think she was out playing. Yeah, she was out playing. Was it a match or whatever? Like, again, like if you're fit enough to be playing matches and training and all that for football, and then what? You drop dead. But like, you don't know. You just don't know. Did she take the shots? You know, and that's correct. My mother died of sepsis. Now, actually, my mother didn't take the shots, but it's blood poisoning.
Yeah. Janie Mac. Someone just posted. I think Toby just posted this in here. But we'll talk about that in a few minutes. It's only a couple of seconds, but no, I'm just looking through the thing. Yeah, your mum died of sepsis, didn't she? That's what it was, wasn't it?
She did, yeah. But now that wasn't related. She didn't take the shots.
No, I knew that.
But there is a lot of people who took the shots are getting sepsis from it because it's poison off the blood.
there's a lot of people getting AIDS from, well, not AIDS, it's VAIDS, vaccine-induced, VAIDS.
Deficiency syndrome.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It really is, like, you know what I mean? It really is. When was this with her? 1 day ago, Sharon Kyogan. I'll play that in a minute as well. But
will you just check and see, did I send you on the Marcus de Bruyne thing? Because I'm going from one page onto another page and just trying to keep track of everything.
Orla. No to Islam. Ashley O'Loughlin, that's it, I think, is it? No, that's the Camogie star you're talking about, the kid. Yeah, I'll just put that up there.
I think, it's trying to keep track of everything.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to share that there. That's the little kid. I'm just going to share that. You were talking about that a second ago, so I'm just going to put that up there. Lovely little kid. Heartache after sudden death of Dublin girl Jana. Jana Shahzad has been remembered as a radiant in her community. And was that the girl who's playing the football, yeah? Or was that the woman that was on the...
No, that's the one. But again, you don't know. You know, it doesn't say, you don't know.
There it is there. Another GAA Camogie player dead at 12. No mention in the report how Jana died or if she had entered the risky COVID gene therapy trial. We're supposed to say that's terrible and move on. The chairman of Dublin Camogie offered his condolences. It's true. Like, it's like it's getting worse now, and it's like there's nothing to see here. Look away, don't look around the eyes, don't look in the eyes, you know. It's
I know.
Jesus Christ, God bless her.
But see, the thing is, we don't know. Oh, yes, I did. Didn't I send you on? Yeah, I think I did with Marcus de Bruyne because it was in relation to Roy Butler.
Yeah, I have it here. Yeah.
Because I've spoken about Roy on a few occasions. Like, I'll never forget when that young lad died. And what was done to his family was absolutely disgraceful. They have put out there, they don't know how he died. He died from the Johnson & Johnson because he ended up with a blood clot in his brain. And we all know it.
There it is there.
And he only got those shots so he could go on holidays because he was coerced into it. And now that young lad...
After 4 days.
Yeah, and that young lad, you know... Like, it's just horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous. His whole life ahead of him. He was fit and healthy, nothing wrong with him. And him getting COVID, which is nothing more than a head cold, would have been all he got. And now he's not around anymore. It's absolutely disgraceful what's been done to people and families. Yeah. You probably need to bring that up more. I don't know if it can be read properly.
I can read it. Go up a little bit. Yeah, that'll do. There you go. 23-year-old footballer Roy Butler collapsed and died from a catastrophic brain hemorrhage 4 days after receiving the Johnson COVID vaccine. He was young, healthy, and had no prior issues. The assistant state pathologist called his death baffling. No answers were found. Baffling. Yeah.
Well, maybe she'd like to use that word when Nuremberg 2 comes around and they're all up in court and see does she think then that it's going to be baffling?
Listen, if you're doing something you're doing all the time for the last 10 years, okay, you go out for a point. Every time you go out for a point, you get drunk, you do this, that, and the other, and you go home. And then tonight you go out, you get drunk, and you eat a curry, and you get the shits tomorrow. You know what caused the shits because you haven't, you've been drinking for the last whatever. You know you ate the curry.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever you've taken in the meantime, this is how this works. It's common denomination, like, you know what I mean? That's all it is. The same way as autism wasn't a thing in 1984. And now since they brought in the 72 vaccines, autism has exploded, you know. So come on, people, you know.
I know.
Dr. Margaret
if anyone wants to go in and read through it, it goes way down, Paul. So
I'm just
go on to X under Dr. Marcus de Bruyne because there is quite a lot. But people can go in and look on his X page and they'll see it all.
Well, there it is there, Marcus de Bruyne. Yeah, just go into Marcus de Bruyne.
Yeah, on X and just go on down through the feed.
At In-Depth Dub North. That's who he is. But Jesus Christ, but the same thing happened in Achill Island when I was down in Achill Island in June 22, I think it was. 21. Was it 21 they took at the vaccine, wasn't it? 21. And 22. I think it was 21 and 22. But all the kids, like we used to go down there as couples, you know, and all our kids would pal around together. There'd probably be 15, 16 kids that all pal together. And the teenagers were heading up to Castlebar to get their vaccines. So they could go on holidays and go and do what they want. Now, 2 weeks previous to this, a 13-year-old child had died in Achill Sound that had got the vaccine. And again, it came back, no, we don't know what it was, but baffled it's a whatever death. Like, again, it was the vaccine. And if they had told the truth back in 2022 at the time, maybe these kids that I knew wouldn't have went and got vaccinated. They might have thought, again, you know, no. But no, we'll hide all this
shit. It was all about saving Granny. And we all know that Granny, they were busy murdering Granny in the nursing homes.
Well, there was that as well. Yeah. But listen, you could do a whole
and
show
now
on
they're
this.
trying to Granny out of a home before they kill Granny with the assisted suicide bill. So,
yeah,
it's a wonderful country we're living in.
There we have it. Yeah, that's it. And they want to move Granny out of a 4-bedroom house now to downsize before they die and give it to a Muslim family with 6 and 8 kids. That's exactly what they want to do. But we're wide to it. Anyone listen to Richie Allen or Dr. Verman a few days? Yes, I listened to it. It was very good. Mousy, no live tonight. How are you keeping? Yeah, you're on this live, Mousy. Fair play to you.
I think he's talking there. It's Dr. Vernon Coleman. He's absolutely, Dr. Vernon Coleman, his name was. He's brilliant. He goes by the old man in the chair. And he's absolutely brilliant. And you know what got me, right? Now, I haven't seen his videos in a while. It's hard to keep track of everything. But he's really funny. He was always the one that said, you know, you don't need to worry about Granny anymore. Like, you know, they're busy killing Granny, you know, in the nursing homes. That's where I used to get that from. And I'll never forget, like, he's actually very witty. And there was one particular day he was doing, he sits on the chair and he's got all the leaflets, right? You know, and not leaflets, but all the sheets, and he's talking. And this one, I'll never forget it, this one particular evening, he was discussing, I think it was the shots in relation to the kids. Oh, he started crying. Oh my God, it was just, I'll tell you, it was heartbreaking. It was absolutely heartbreaking. And I remember another pathologist who I absolutely love as well, called Dr. Roger Hodkinson. And he's over in Canada. And he's a very, very, very stern man. You know,
he's not going to forgive and forget.
Oh, Jesus, he won't. And he's brilliant. And he's so stern, and you think he's so hard and all this. And then he went to tell a story about how this woman had reached out to him and how her father was dying, and that she wasn't allowed in to hold his hand, like when he was dying. And when he was telling that story, now bear in mind, anyone that knows him or watches him, he's so stern. He started to cry. Oh my God, I started bawling. That just set me off. Because when you see that, you just think, oh my God, how bad the situation is. Like, it just shows, like, where we're, you know, what we're kind of holding inside. Do you know what I mean? And what you're trying to tell people, and you know the horrors of what's coming, and people aren't listening to you. And do you know?
No, I know. I've stopped talking to people now. Listen, it's on there. There was an Irish doctor who warned against the COVID jab too. She was silenced. I forgot her name. Her name was Anne McCluskey.
Anne McCluskey, I was going to say that,
I've met her a few times. I spoke.
I've never met her now.
She's a lovely woman. And then you had Jerry Waters spoke out about it as well, and Jerry lost his practice and everything. Like, you know, Jerry.
And then there was Dr. Billy Ralph and Dr. Pat Morrissey.
Billy Ralph.
And then there was there was Dolores Cahill. There was loads of people who spoke out. We spoke about Dr. Marcus de Bruin. There was loads of people who spoke out.
Loads of people, but they were all conspiracy theorists. That's and they were all silenced. And you know, it's just horrible, man. You know what I mean? Like I remember looking for Dr. Peter McCullough, okay, on the internet, and it came up, conspiracy theorist doctor. Robert Kennedy Jr., conspiracy theorist. Robert Malone, conspiracy theorist. These guys all had, like, Peter McCullough had 47 books, peer-reviewed books, and studies out. They wrote for everything, you know, and then all of a sudden they were, because it didn't fit the narrative, like, you know. And these were the doctors I was listening to. I wasn't listening to Puke O'Neill and Dr. Death. You know what I mean? Like, people have to realize that man covered up a cervical cancer scandal. Like, you know what I mean?
How could anyone trust him? How could you trust him again? after what happened with Vicky Phelan and all those women. And Luke O'Neill had shares in Pfizer. How do you trust him? Where every time a Pfizer shot was sold, he's making money on it. Of course he wants people to get them. And then you had
Ireland's
Stephen
new
Donnelly.
reform
Then
style
you had all the
party
ones
to
involved in
defeat it.
Neffet. They're all like, all of these people need to be held accountable.
Yeah. You had to use non-Google platforms for the truth. It's
Yeah.
true. It is true.
What's called it? Rumble.
Yeah, Joan, you did meet him. Yeah, you met him in Brussels, didn't you? That's where you met him, wasn't it? I'm sure. But
He's been over to
lovely
Ireland.
man.
He's done a couple of talks in Ireland.
Yeah,
because my friend was at one of them. And she got a photograph taken. That's why I think he was in Athlone or somewhere. I think.
Yeah. I think Anto Boyle met him here as well. I remember seeing a picture of him. He was outside the Dáil, I think, wasn't he, as well?
I don't know. No, I can't. I don't know about that.
The Great Barrington Declaration was ignored.
Yeah.
2,000 doctors said COVID was bullshit. Yeah,
that's true.
Rumble in the jungle.
BitChute,
is good too.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, I was getting it on BitChute and I was getting it on Rumble. Rumble was great. We have the Rumble account there as well. It's brilliant. Yeah, it was in Brussels. Yeah, with Christine Anderson, another strong woman. I remember that. I remember this.
Yeah.
I had no passport. My bleeding passport was out of date, wasn't it? And I couldn't go. And they went on the Tuesday, I think, and my passport came on the Thursday. I was sick because they all went. Kulak says no. Gavin went. Trees. There was loads of them went. You know what I mean?
Follow the money. Yes, I always say that. Follow the money. Follow the money. Follow the money. That's what we have to keep hitting people at. The economic side of things. You know, because like this is all about money. It's the same as the whole asylum scam. It's all about money. Do you like if they really cared about people, they'd be letting in the Irish homeless. They don't. It's all about the money.
Yeah. But
Dr. Death,
Tony Houlihan. Tony Houlihan also covered up the flu thing, wasn't it? Wasn't it a flu jab controversy too? That was shit here as well. You know what I mean? There was something to do with a flu jab or some other jab that he covered up as well.
Like, you ever think about, the devil himself, Bill Gates? Like, Bill Gates is videoed up walking up and down a stage saying the way to depopulate is to vaccinate. That man was caught giving injections to girls in Africa, saying that it was a tetanus injection and it was actually a sterilizing whatever formula he was given. How can that man ever be trusted for what he has done? And yet he's up there dictating everything with the WHO and the WEF. Like, it's unbelievable how quickly people forget these things.
Yeah. I'm just going to play the video for the... I'm just going to play the video for the protest. There's another one on the 22nd and there's one on the 7th. So I'm just going to present this one and we promote everything here. Well, mostly everything. So let's just play this.
Firstly, after a hectic couple of weeks, I want to thank every
Can you hear
person for participating
Yeah.
on Saturday, the 26th of April, at our National Rally for Ireland. Everyone from the organisers, the stewards, Andy for arranging the flags, anyone in charge of organising the Make Ireland Great Again hats, and everyone in between. Most of all, to the 50,000 people who showed up to send a message to this government, I want to send out a great thank you. It was incredible to witness. The atmosphere was amazing. People were experiencing something they had not experienced in a long time. A true celebration of Ireland, while also showing their major concerns about the way this country is being run. Despite attempts by the political class to deter people from going, you all showed up and made a statement. Since then, we have seen incredible crowds in Letterkenny and Carrickmacross. And we now have an announcement from Derek Bly about a huge rally in Cork on the 7th of June. The people of Ireland are well and truly waking up. At this time, the political establishment will not be able to put them back to sleep. I would encourage you all to attend Derek's rally in Cork on the 7th of June. We have been inundated with messages from people mainly asking how can they get involved and help out, and when is the next rally? Well, first things first. A proper sound system. I think it's fair to say we didn't have a system big enough for the crowd. We anticipated a large crowd, but couldn't have imagined the huge crowd of 50,000 people that turned out. We're glad to say we have sourced a sound system for the next time that we are sure will be sufficient, unless of course the crowd doubles again, which would be a good complaint to have. The date for the next national rally is Sunday the 22nd of June at 2 p.m. at the Garden of Remembrance. This will be a couple of weeks after what is sure to be a huge rally in Cork, with smaller towns having protests in between. By midsummer, we will have sent a real message to this government. At the recent rally, we kept speakers to elected representatives because it was better to do that than trying to have everyone speak and inevitably leaving some people out. Feedback tells us that people want to hear from different representatives from around the country, and we've taken that on board. The next rally will feature a range of speakers from all over the country, and we will be in contact with those over the coming weeks. We will be running this rally under the title of Grá na hÉireann, Love of Ireland, which I think is appropriate in current times and something we could all get behind. People want to get out on the streets, they want to show their anger at this government, but they also want to show how much they love our country. Lastly, I would like to ask anybody who was at the previous rally to bring one extra person with them. If we can manage to do this, then we will have almost 100,000 people on the streets of Dublin, and that will be a game changer. Also, if you got a flag at the last rally, please bring it with you. And in between, fly it in your window or in your garden. We'll see you all, firstly in Cork on the 7th of June, and then on the 22nd of June in Dublin.
Now, yeah. So all head down.
Are you going to go to one in Cork?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jesus, yeah. Yeah. Gosh, we'd have to, you know.
Is Owen still there?
Owen in the chat. I don't know. Owen, are you still there?
Owen, we're just wondering if we're coming down to Cork, are drinks on you again? I'd say we are.
Can we stay with you? Never mind bleeding drinks on you. You know what I mean? Never mind drinks. Well said, Kieran. What's Kieran saying? Indigenous Ireland is the last island left. Yes, it is. Get to Cork. Get to Cork, you tramps, all of you. Kieran, man.
Good man, Kieran.
Yeah. I'll be soon be banning democratic protests. Yes, they will. Malachy, like Herman, are known rats in the Republic. Oh, Jesus Christ. Is that the native Irish again? They'll soon be banning democratic Belfast.
Oh, what's your waiting to get the hate speech in and we'll not be able. No comment. No. I have voice messages from you, Owen. Sorry. Do you know what I mean? You didn't actually say like it was just going to be drinks in Dublin, so sorry.
Yeah. Orchid is glad Gavon passed on my suggestions about the PA system and scheduling speakers. I actually heard Herman bought a new set of speakers there a while ago, so maybe he's getting a lend of them. Cathy, drinks on Owen. He didn't say that, but I'm getting good with the editing. I'll make it look like he said it. Well done, Cathy.
Cathy, yeah, I totally agree. He didn't specifically say the Forge, so sorry, Owen. Tough luck.
Yeah. Michael John, Derek Bloy is gorgeous.
Here,
fuck off. You're an awful slut, you are, Michael. Fuck off with that, will you?
Oh my God.
Liz Pepper. Unity is a must, Paul. Yes, it is. And listen, we're trying for unity. Everyone's trying for unity. But listen, unity is a must. You're right. We all need to get together. We all need to come under the one banner. We all need to do it. Liz Pepper, it took its toll on a lot of us. I never worked for 9 months. It brought out the worst in some people. Yes, it brought out the worst in people I knew, I have to say. Really did. Can you impeach your leaders in government along with protests? I don't know. Brian Keane, there's people I charge that shouldn't be, and people doing the work that should be in charge, like Paul. Thanks, Brian. Fair play to you. Yeah, there's people I charge that shouldn't be. Yeah. Okay, totally. Thanks. I listen. Someone needs to take charge. You know what I mean? We need to do it. The hate speech bill is back. Yes. Derek has put tremendous work, deserves a top slot to speak. Well, he's at the call in the rally, so of course he's going to get a top spot. He's hardly going to call a rally and not speak at it. Like, you know what I mean? That's a bit silly. Yeah. Ardoyne here. How are you doing, Ardoyne? Fair play to you, lads. Jesus, we're gone up again here now. Let me just Up to 900 now. Not as many as we had the other night, Orla, but hey, listen. Yeah, up to 9 will do for the time being. Of course it will. We've still another hour. Yeah, we're only an hour in. People will be coming off the spaces coming in here, they will. So
yeah.
Hang on, what have we got here? I bought a green.
Oh, hey,
Anybody?
Brian.
I bought a green old-fashioned speaker, bringing to Cork. Yes, Brian. Who'd you say? Oh, Brian. How are you doing, Brian? Irish Lives Matter. Fair play to you. What are you getting us on there, Brian? Facebook, is it, or you can get us on the website as well, www.theirishchannel.com/live. Government must be sacked. Yeah, Jackie McCready, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope there's some breakthrough soon. My mum has been marked urgent twice after 3 visits and still nothing. Waiting well over a year now. No help. What's this? Michael John, what did he say there? I can never resist a handsome man. We need soldiers. We have soldiers, mate. We have soldiers. Kieran, did you get Zeds last night with Joni? I checked in the Vina there. I don't know what that is. That's a private joke. On the streets, in your hundreds of thousands, you Gaels, send a message to the sellouts in Dáil Éireann. Need to shut down the whole country, lads. That's what we need to do. Ardoyne is a Catholic Republic area. My entire family is from Cliftonville, Ardoyne area. Welcome tonight. No harm looking at the menu, Michael John. Mickey,
Mickey, don't be encouraging him, please.
We're in badly need. We really badly need a party and handpick all like-minded people and represent the people of Ireland. You would have an amazing party if you could all agree on the same goal. And this is what gets me. We all have matching. The policies are nearly all the same. Some parties haven't got policies. Okay, but we have policies. And nearly all our policies are for the same thing. But it's been ego this and ego that and this, that, shy and that shy. Yeah, no, that needs to stop. And Fiona, you're right. Yeah, right.
Well, do you know what? There's also an issue of playing candidates off against each other and things like that as well that was going on. So maybe something like that needs to be addressed as well, that when elections come up again, that sort of nonsense doesn't go on. Do you know?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. How much does Michael Dwarf Higgins earn for doing nothing? Is it 200 odd grand or something, or 300 grand or something?
Well, he earns more seemingly, isn't it, than Donald Trump?
Well, Donald Trump was 400 grand. That's what he was on. I think I was at 200 grand. I'm not sure.
No, I heard. No, I'm nearly sure that the president of the United States is less than the president of Ireland.
Yeah,
it's a joke. I look at our small country. It's an absolute not a joke.
Paul, I know people traveling to Cork might be stuck. I'm an hour away. All welcome to stay with me. Bring a sleeping bag. Patriots only. Place here for the night. No problems. Fair play to you, Dell. Thanks very much.
Good man.
We will, pass that out there. We'll pass that out. Fair play to you. Kieran is, she is great. Gets you thinking, yeah. Sinn Féin became a political party because there were men in prison, so they ran an office while in prison. Look into the history how Republicans got power in the Parliament, yeah. Mickey Tip, halal is a horrible, cruel practice which has no place in our society.
It is 100%.
Orla, that will end with real leadership, someone who's in it for the real reason. Yeah, it's true, Cathy, yeah. I'm in it 100%. For the real reason. Too many divisions and infighting. Yeah, well, the Muslim Council.
Well, there's a difference, we said, between infighting and people attacking each other.
Yeah, it's true. Good man, Del. Yup, boy. Protesting does nothing but start a movement, but you have to do the law work and run and remove leaders. Yes, that's exactly why that's what we're doing. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we tried to do with before as well. But none of us were prepared the last time. Protesting does nothing, he means. But you have to do the law work, the leg work, he means, and run and remove leaders. You know what I mean? But hang on there a minute. Yeah, run and that's what we were doing all along. You know what I mean? Halal meat. Yeah, no.
Yeah, balance, yeah.
Space for anyone coming to Dublin in June. I have plenty of space for anyone in Dublin. Once someone cooks the full orders the next morning. Yeah. Paul McKenna.
There you go. You always say you're a good chef.
I am. I'm a great cook. Come here and tell you, I'm going to do. There was a video from the other night, Grip. Now it's 8 minutes long. I'm going to play it. This is from up in Donegal. So there's questions asked and people are talking. So we'll play this and we'll come back. Okay, I'm going to grab a coffee while we're doing it.
Can you tell us what the concerns are here in Carrickmacross?
In Carrickmacross now we've had an awful influx of migrants into the town. Women don't feel safe walking the streets. There's no nightlife. The town is practically dead. People are angry. People are fed up. Taxpayers like me, I call ourselves tax slaves like us, are going to work in the morning, paying for all this, and then we find out today they're getting free medical, they're getting free accommodation, everything's handed them on a golden plate, and we're the ones that are paying for it.
And there was a rather large demonstration here last Friday. What was that like?
Everyone's saying the same thing. They're fed up of what's going on, they're fed up with the government, they're fed up with the fake opposition from Sinn Féin. He said it in there tonight, he's the opposition, yet no, they're not opposing what's going on.
And what did you think that the Garda Síochána declined to send a representative to address the safety concerns in particular?
The Garda Síochána, as I said last week, they're out of their depth, they can't cope. There's a new breed of criminal coming into the country and they're just not equipped to handle it. And then you have to factor in this DEI, diversity, quality and integration, all that kind of stuff. And what's happening there is, in order for that to happen, standards have to drop, and they proved that there 2 months ago when they don't have to do sit-ups or push-ups for their fitness test. So how can you have a robust, fit police force if they can't even do a fitness test?
The local people gathered here this evening. They asked a lot of questions, and at points it seemed that emotions were running quite high. Did you feel that the questions were answered?
No questions was answered. The questions, it was like there was just a chairman there that wasn't allowed to speak. So basically we came here tonight to hear what was going to be done with our town, the town I grew up in, the town I went to school with, and we're afraid to walk down the streets, and no one addressed that issue. We didn't get nothing was resolved. I'm going home tonight, no further on, because no questions was answered.
Do you have faith that the local representatives or representative of the county council will actually follow through with doing something?
Well, going on what I saw tonight, no, I don't. I'd need a bit more answers to questions. There was hard questions asked there tonight because the people are angry. They're angry at what's happening to our lovely little town, the town of Carrickmacross Lace. So it's far from that now. And it was a safe town. It was a town that you could walk up on your own. And just last week, I drove through the town and I said to my husband that I know his people walk in pairs now, or with a dog. That didn't happen when I was growing up in this town. We could go to the fiddlers, to the discos, we could walk anywhere. We could stay in the town an hour after the discos, feel quite safe. But that town's gone. And we're fearful for our kids. We're fearful for our kids, for our grandchildren, and that's why I'm here tonight. I just feel fear for the future of Ireland, for the future generations.
My concern, I'm sorry, this evening, yes, definitely women, because obviously I grew up in the 80s and I can recall when Carrick had 4 nightclubs and it was more than safe to walk home to my home, we'll say at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. Whereas now I am reluctant to walk down the main street at Carrickmacross at 2 p.m. in the afternoon or 3 p.m. I usually take my car with me because I fear every corner I come around. And as some of the individuals have highlighted here this evening, especially if you approach an ATM machine, you tend to be kind of surrounded by large groups of males. And I would find the whole experience totally intimidating. So hence I am reluctant to go to ATM machines. And if I can, I will just use my cards in shops or the likes, and I will avoid going to the ATM machines if I'm looking for cash or something like that. I would probably just get cash back in a local store instead.
During the meeting you expressed concern for the children in Carrickmacross. Can you tell us what that's about?
Well, my kids, when they were growing up, walked to school themselves, came home from school themselves. I have a granddaughter, she's 10 years of age, she goes to the Irish school. And one day I heard her asking her mother, could she walk down from the chapel, which is only a hen's race, like down. She wouldn't allow her. And I'm there, Shauna, the child needs to be able to do things on her own like she needs. She says, Mum, you don't know what's going on out there. There's no way I can do and let her do that. So that was a kind of all right, I pulled my horns in. You have to do these things. But I actually did. I went out and I seen what was going on. Seen all this that I cannot believe that is going on. Now, she's in the Irish school. There's foreign nationals in the Irish school. I have nothing against anybody, but I cannot understand how kids is in an Irish school expected to learn Irish when they don't even know English. It doesn't make sense.
You spoke about what you saw that shocked you. Can you be a bit more specific? What did you see?
Well, I used to live in Clough Valley, lived there all my life. We always had a park. It was always full. We always got on. We had our fights. We sorted it, everything. I went down one day with the grandkids. I had to leave. As they said, there was spitting. They were being pushed around. We were being stared at. We were everything. I could not believe it. So we ended up, we had to leave.
And how long has that kind of situation been going on in Carrickmacross?
Definitely at least the last 2 years. And it's worse, it's getting every day. I only come downtown when I have to come downtown. Like you used to be able to walk down the street. You knew everybody. You go for a loaf of bread, it could take you 2 hours because all you're doing is talking. My kids used to say, I'm not going with you, ma'am. Nowadays it only takes you 2 minutes.
Carrickmacross, as I say, has been a great town over many decades. Vibrant, bustling, a great community, fantastic businesses. Over the past decade or more, we've faced a number of challenges. There is an issue with antisocial behaviour and crime, and particularly a lack of Garda visibility. The image that we all saw of a knife-wielding man on our main street in particular, but also other incidents, have caused huge concern and indeed fear. And then there is the wider mismanagement of the migration system, which has led to profiteering and a complete disregard for the needs of local communities or the capacity of services, which has impacted on Carrickmacross. I am unequivocally anti-racist, and I won't make any apologies for that. As a child, I lived in Britain for a while during the 1980s, and I saw anti-Irish hostility, and I'll never support either the targeting or othering of another person or group because of their race. I do believe in a managed migration system where those who are entitled to be in Ireland are treated with decency and supported to integrate into our society and participate in the workforce, but also where those who are not entitled to be here are made to leave. And I believe that where anyone who has come to Ireland and then abused our welcome by committing serious crimes, I believe they should be swiftly deported and permanently barred from ever returning. I have some serious issues which I've articulated on several occasions over the past 10 years with the current asylum system in Ireland, in which processing times take too long, where decisions aren't enforced, and where a government gives a small number of individuals huge amounts of public money while communities are ignored, and where there's no regard for the capacity of services.
You're muted. Still can't hear you. No, can't hear you. What do you want me to do? I can't control anything. No, I still can't hear you. Anyway, I will say, when I was looking at that Matt McCarthy, I had to think, did he realise where, like, you know, what group he was talking to? It wasn't like, you know, a pro-Palestine group. Did he actually realise where he was, or did he get lost on his way? God love him. There's no sound, Paul. I know. More gremlins. Hey, Karen, how are you? Yeah, Matt's train of thought. I agree, Frank. Yeah. Wait till there's more crime, as if that's what we need. More, and then deport. Yeah.
1 2 1 2.
Unbelievable. Now you're back.
Now I'm back.
I can hear you.
Green screen is here. Look. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll sort that. No, I'm back. You can hear everything now, can you?
I can hear you. I just can't see you.
Mental. I did nothing. I'm being honest with you. I did nothing. So
because do you know what? Mary Lou was trying to take us out.
Somebody's trying to take us out. Yeah, exactly. Now this is not working. Listen, the green screen will do.
Oh look! Don't mess around with too many buttons.
I'm not going to.
Anything goes wrong.
No, look at me stuff. It's all Look, sorry.
You can't see anything. It's fine.
Well, it's a green screen. There's nothing I can really do.
He's all the bodies behind there.
Yeah, all the bodies are behind there. Yeah, exactly. I'm like the Wizard of Oz. I'm gonna behind the green screen. Yeah. But Orla, whenever Paul is having difficulties, you have to talk to us about the work you're doing and promote the animal charities. Yes, it's called filling in.
I did. I was giving out of a Sinn Féin.
You didn't. I could hear you. I wasn't fucking deaf. I could hear you. You just couldn't hear me. Yeah, you did. That McCarthy is an awful clown. They're all useless bastards. The whole lot of them. I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, I know. But there's all they do is swap from one to another. Do you know what I mean? One day they're with us, the next day they're with the Palestine ones, and they're back again. It's unbelievable. They just think people are stupid.
Yeah. There's Michael Condon there. Can't let this go. Worked on buildings in the 80s, supported the hunger strikers, but didn't shout about it, you clown McCarthy. No more votes from us. I'm going to be honest, lads. Orla, you were the same as me. Anthony was the same. Anyone that ran in the elections will tell you the same story. I knocked on about 7,000 houses. All your boyfriends are in the back, Paul. Yeah. Yeah. Sinn Féin trader.
But it is the truth. We were told shit. I think I came across 2 people that were Sinn Féin supporters. Everybody else was no way. They're traitors. We're not voting for them. And yet they decimated us. There was 2 running down here in Carlow, Kilkenny, and
is that a Garda station you're in, Paul? Behind that screen? Yeah.
He's in Mountjoy. Yes, that. The truth is out.
The flip-flop party, yeah. Sarah Hardy, anyone heard any updates on Justin? I hope he's okay. I heard he had a heart attack.
Anyway, I saw it up on X. He's home.
The men being delivered are bypassing all the UN criteria to gain refugee status. Shortcuts to get them in, as time is of the essence to overrun us before we get organised. Yes. Forget Sinn Féin. Watch 66 Days. Okay. I got stuff for German jelly, but we will wait until the vote within the Geedon party are done. Paul, you diminished my comments early on. What I say is the truth with the Republican community. Wise up, Paul. You need the staunch Republicans that don't agree with this Sinn Féin agenda to join. Why did I diminish your comments? I don't know what you mean. Wise up, Paul. You need the staunch Republicans that don't agree with Sinn Féin. Yeah, no, I get that. Okay, fair enough. But I'm going to be honest with you. I knocked on loads of doors of people who were staunch Republicans, and they were Shinners as well, that said they weren't voting for Sinn Féin. Yeah. Yet Sinn Féin still got in record numbers. How did that happen?
Yeah, exactly.
How did that happen? And
I know and I can tell you now, right? Because I went to so many doors in Carlow, Kilkenny, I know that those ones from Sinn Féin, half the time they were not out canvassing. They were just leaflet drops. That's all they were doing. They were not out physically knocking on doors. Because I used to chat to people, you know, and they normally say, you know, who called round, whether it was Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, and they were giving out about just pushing, which, you know, a lot of leaflets, you know, going through the doors. And like they would say, you know, I was getting, Sinn Féin weren't calling. You know, people were out just dropping in the leaflets, you know?
Yeah. They were. Should I seen them doing it? You know what I mean? And like, I'm not messing. On the Wednesday before the election, on the Wednesday before polling day, I was in Coolock, right? And every house I knocked at told me I was the only person who had actually knocked on the door. Like, seriously. Like, you know, and I know Michael Burke knocked on 30,000 bleeding houses. Michael Burke was out since March or April or something, you know. Crazy shit, like, you know what I mean? And
Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, they weren't going to the doors. They were literally just doing leaflet drops. And it wasn't even them. It was all the ones working for them, you know?
what's this here? What's he saying there? Trump stamp, time stamp shit. Stop talking shit about Sinn Féin. Watch 66 days and get over Sinn Féin unless you helped out survivors of the Troubles. Yeah. Whatever. Because they lied to you. Yes, they did, yeah. Somebody did say that to me too, because they lied to you. I don't think everyone lied, to be honest with you now. I don't think everyone lied. They rigged the elections, but they know we won't let it happen again. Yeah, exactly. Transfers matter. Irish lives matter, don't they, Brian? Sinn Féin targeted colleges around the country. Yes, they did. And so does People Before Profit, and so does all of the others. They all target them.
Yeah.
Irish Native, I'll have a conversation with the Orla newer Sinn Féin, since they want the federation and have conservative values if they want. Orla, you haven't got a clue about Sinn Féin, though. Nobody admits to being a part of Sinn Féin.
But they did before. Like, do you know what, say in 2019, I voted for Sinn Féin. I think an awful lot of people voted for Sinn Féin because we thought that they were all right. We didn't realise this whole other stuff was going on, you know?
Yeah, before we were wired to it.
Yeah.
Before we were wired to it. Sinn Féin, they're just the left and right wing. That's what they are. They're just the wings of the same board. That's what they are. It's like the Republicans and the Democrats in the US. There's no opposition in the Dáil. No opposition whatsoever. The election was rigged. Yeah, I believe you. Timestamp. Oh my God, y'all. Nobody admits to being aligned with Sinn Féin. You need to connect with the Republicans. Oh, yeah. Okay. Every party in Ireland has been rigged. Every party in Ireland by the global elites that want to take you over. Yes, they have. All of them. Too many traitorous traders among us. There's a lot of traders. Jaden Chris, I know one of the guys in there. I knew it. He's a good guy. Put his time in, literally. Yeah, it was all rigged. Timestamp. And you're making a lot of sense. I wish people could see this is the way to go. Direct action. I'm asking for direct action for months. For years now, actually, not months. You know, I'm going to just share this here. Jaden just sent me in a picture. This is Mr. Farage, and you're not brilliant. Oh God.
And it looks like Farage as well, doesn't it?
It is, and the other fella's Herman. Yeah. The deadly talker. Oh, this. There we have Tom. Tom, the deadly talker. Ah, yeah.
That's very good. I saw that one.
The deadly talker, Tom McDonald. And then we have Shane James. Shane of Lionheart.
Oh, God. That's really good.
Yeah.
Have you got Frank's one there? Frank's was very good, just in case anyone missed it from the other night. The banking, yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Frank sound.
We had Sarah. Oh yeah, Mr. Franco Conway, the finance boss. This is very good as well. There's a few of them there.
It is. It's really good. Yeah.
This is the Orland Force crew. Mr. Franco Conway, the finance boss.
That's very good. Yeah, Frank really liked that.
Herman's a bollocks. Anthony Martin and Pat.
Who's is it? Is that
Anthony
Pat?
Martin and Pat. Yeah, that's Pat. Yeah, it looks like
Oh
Pat. It's
my
not real
God.
anyway.
You wouldn't recognise Martin. It needs a bigger beard.
And there we have the Orla 4 swear jar. Smells like controlled opposition. Oh, you're mad. And there's Sarah the go-getter.
That's a good one, Sarah.
Ah,
Yeah,
and
you and
there's me.
Elba.
Look, is that me? Is that am I? I'm Michael Jackson. Am I? Kitten talks with Orla and Sarah. P.S. Paddler is not allowed.
Well, do you know what? We'll actually show that on Sunday because normally Pather's on a Sunday, and I'm sure I'll get, certain comments.
Yeah, you couldn't take my knife. You couldn't take my freedom.
Yeah.
No, you couldn't. Good luck to you. Freedom is priceless. Oh yeah, he loves. There we are. Freedom is the most. Paul Fitzsimons and Hans Herman Hop.
Yeah.
There's Michelle
Michelle
Keane, the
Keane.
protector. You don't look good doing this. Michelle Keane, the protector.
Oh, there's the look.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one. Yeah.
Which one did you not see?
The one there on Michelle Keane it's like the action doll.
The doll, yeah, there it is. There,
I
yeah.
didn't see that one.
Yeah, that was sent to you. Thanks for them, Jaden. Not one party called to me here in a toy. Not one. Yeah. Was Anthony not a toy? Or Tom not a toy? Yeah. Well, Harris,
Yeah, both of them would have been right. But you see, you have to remember, when you went into places, right, you're hitting mainly with, say, bigger towns and things like that. Like, you couldn't physically hit every single door. So, like, if you went into an estate, you tried to hit as many doors as you possibly could. And then, with, say, along the town, you tried to hit a few doors there. But you just physically couldn't go around every single door, There just wasn't enough time. So we only had, from the time that we got our leaflets, we had 1 month until election. And your leaflets actually came out. Your leaflets actually came out after mine. So you were a few days even behind me.
Yeah. See, I had a few posters. I had 30 posters from the locals, Yeah. I had actually 100 posters, but like all my posters got robbed. Oh, there's a lot of them. 32
I remember
in
the
the
likes
one night.
of Sinn Féin and them down here. Or not Sinn Féin, sorry. Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. Like, they were out weeks ahead of us canvassing. Weeks. You're
going to put up my poster, Shane and Tom. I did do it, yeah.
Yeah,
sorry,
we just did it there, Jaden. I said that's an older thing.
Emails will be sent out to all IFP membership tomorrow with the results of the 3-man committee motion and a video address to follow from Michael Leahy as well. I know the results, yes, but have been sworn to secrecy. Nationalist community, stop ringing me. Okay, Owen, you know the results. And if Michael Leahy is going to make a statement tomorrow, listen, I don't know. I'm not going to jump the gun. I'll wait. I don't mind waiting. I can wait. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, sure. We'll see what Michael said tomorrow.
People sent me stuff today with percentages and everything from another group. Said they knew yesterday at 1 o'clock, which was bollocks. You know what I mean? Because the vote didn't finish till 12 last night. Is that right, Owen?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was 12 o'clock last night.
GB News. What will GB News do without Herman? They'll give him a fucking job. That's what they'll do. Yeah. That's what they'll do. Another prick in the wall. Donohoe was putting tariffs on IF for swearing. That must be, yeah. Paul, a bunch of new images in. A bunch of new images.
Are they the ones we already sent in? Is that an older message?
No. He's at the shit. Are you gonna present this? Okay.
Jaden, what are you?
Just funny. I should be leader. But no. I should be leader.
That's big. Oh my God.
Don't tread on me. Oh man. Jesus, they look narky. Daddy Pig. Look at Daddy Pig. Daddy Pig is bleeding tiny compared to Mommy Pig. Look. Thanks, Jaden, for them. Fair play to you. And George, yeah.
I don't know where he comes up with all these ideas from, honest to God.
Yeah. What party are you two involved with? Now, I'm with Ireland First. Ireland First, yeah.
So Paul is our head of media, and I'm helping the lads out on the media side of things, but I am away in the background.
Way in the background, yeah. I always throw me bleeding. Now
Paul,
you
as
have
per
Muslims
usual,
in
have
front
to
of
be
you.
up front.
Up front, yeah, fucking right. Head front. Paul Murphy was the only one who called to my house and literally ran away when I pulled him up about the dangerous gender
Yeah,
bullshit.
fair play to you.
Fair play to you. Fair play to you.
Anne-Marie,
My dad always said,
are you the lady I met in the Grand Central the day of the protest? Is that you? Sure, I'm not sure
I
your
wasn't
name
in
was
the Grand
Anne-Marie.
Central, so I don't know.
No,
My dad always said
you
Sinn
gone off
Féin
at
never
you
got their
gone
feet
off,
under the
yeah.
table. Herman is definitely too arrogant. Yeah, halal pigs, native Irish, Paul, they grassed up on their own. What's this? Paul, they grassed up their own loyal Republicans to forward their agenda. Just look what they did to Brendan Hughes. Yeah. And Jim Lloyd. Yeah, Sinn Féin are complete traitors, full stop. Yes, I agree with you. Love that Ireland first. Yeah. Can't figure it out. I'm gonna actually change my thing. So if Herman is gone, I'm back and I'm a member of the birthday party. I'm back and I'm a member of the birthday party.
What's that other message that came after it?
Yeah.
Is it a J?
So if Herman is gone, will others like Shane Lynham, chairman of IFP, come out and admit their wrongs? Playing candidates off each other, leaking screenshots, etc. Now, Jesus, that's interesting because me and Orla were just talking about this today, weren't we, Orla? Seeing as though we told the truth the other night. Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of shenanigans went on. I'm being honest with you. A lot of shenanigans went on.
A lot of stuff went on that we didn't know about, and a lot of us were played off against each other.
Yeah.
And a serious question should be asked in relation to the general elections as to why, I've never spoken, as I said, the other night was the first time I spoke out in 8 months about anything. And it has come to my attention that the president of the party, before the AC vote, and for anyone who doesn't know what an AC is, the AC is the Orla, and it is the management body of a political party. And I found out that the president of the party was ringing round behind my back at the time of the AC vote to get people to vote for the other candidate. Isn't that correct, Paul?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. And what annoys me the most is that, I spoke to the chairman pretty much every day. None of this was ever mentioned to me. Paul, did I not put up a comment on the WhatsApp group? Because there was 2 votes. The vote to initially nominate me and vote me in, because Herman had asked me to vote. We didn't have a nationalist candidate at that time. And I was asked, would I run? And after about 2 weeks of debate and things and going through everything and all that, that was fine. I got voted in. That was grand. And then the other person, I'm not getting into names or anything like that, or into slang and match or anything like that. And the other person decided they wanted to run, so it had to go back to the AC because both of us were in IFP. So that was fine. That was grand. And then I found out. I put a message up, didn't I, Paul, saying that if anybody had changed their mind about me and wanted to vote for the other person, that there was no issue whatsoever, and that I didn't mind, and I wasn't going to be annoyed or anything like that, because at the end of the day, as far as I was concerned, it would be a fair vote, and whoever they wanted, it's people's choice. But I wouldn't be annoyed with anyone if they decided to vote for the other person, right? That was grand. Then I've recently found out that this was going on. And you know what annoys me more than anything else? What annoys me the most is that Herman or the chairman didn't have the decency to ring me and say, listen, Orla, we've had to think about it. We've had to talk about it. We would prefer maybe for the other candidate to run. Would you mind standing down? And if that was done in a respectful way to me and shown me a bit of absolute manners and decorum, I wouldn't have minded. It wouldn't have bothered me.
Instead of the way it was played out.
Instead of the way it was done.
Everyone off each
and
other.
I never knew this was going on. And if they'd had that manners to actually say to me, would you mind? Because I was already announced at that stage, right? And if they had the manners to actually pick up a phone and ring me and say, would you mind? We'll make sure you're sorted out. There won't be anything coming back on you, because I've been already announced. I wasn't going to be made a fool of either. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would have said, that's okay. Fair enough. If the other person is stronger political wise, that's okay. I don't mind. I'm fairly easygoing. I don't mind. But don't play me for a fool, and don't play a couple of us for fools.
Well, that's what
But
happened,
this is
wasn't
only
it?
just after coming out lately, and that I didn't know about. And if that had gone that way, it would have caused, all the hassle. There wouldn't have been any hassle.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
So anyway,
exactly.
That's my last word on it.
Yeah, well, listen, I think we've been vilified. Is that the word I'm looking for? Vilified, or that. And I hope the truth comes out now, because I've been telling peace people the truth all along, that we did not try to take over the Irish Freedom Party. We challenged the leadership of the Irish Freedom Party, okay? And Michael Leahy's name was put forward for it in the groups we were in, and we spoke about it. Michael didn't want it. Michael didn't want to be leader. Someone said my name was mentioned, Anthony's name was mentioned. I didn't want to be the leader, so I put Anthony's name forward as well. I said, I don't mind, let Anthony go forward for it. And then Herman turned the tables on all of us, and especially Anthony and Martin, and said he expelled them for being in a vigilante group, which was utter bullshit. He brought up the whole vigilante shit just to gain traction himself, that he doesn't want vigilantes in his party. None of us are vigilantes. None of the groups are vigilantes. And all we wanted to do, if Herman had stepped aside in December, we wouldn't be here now. We wouldn't be in this boat. Like, we wouldn't be in the mess. Well, we're all right now, because we're with Ireland First. And as I said this evening, Ireland First is...
There was no need for it, Paul. Like, there was absolutely no need for it.
I know that, but
we were all a great bunch of people. Do you know what I mean? Nobody deserved what went on in that party. Nobody deserved it. And then the amount of blame that was thrown around at people as well, that was accused of this, that, and the other, and none of us did anything.
Yeah,
but we didn't know what was going on.
But it's still happening now. It's still happening now. This is what I'm telling you. Like, people on our side now are calling us this, that, and the other, because of what Herman Kelly has been talking about and calling names and doing all this shit and whatever. You know what I mean? People are actually believing. Obviously, they have believed them. And I'll tell you why I think they have believed them, because I think we're one of the biggest. We are probably the biggest party out there now. Well, probably national party, membership-wise, but candidate-wise and AC and policies and everything else, Ireland First probably is the biggest party out there now. You know what I mean? And are people worried about that? Maybe they are. I don't know. Is that why they're calling us names? Is that why they're saying we're this and saying we're that? I don't know. But it certainly looks that way. You know what I mean? Why can't we all just come under the one banner? Why can't we all just be Ireland First, or whatever else you want to call it, the Irish Freedom Party, or whatever? I don't really give a shit what you want to call it. But people need to come together here. Look, there's a lot of great minds here in the movement. There really is. You know what I mean? Like, I know lots of people who are brilliant, really brilliant, have good brains, good heads on their shoulders, can get a crowd going, can get a crowd to do things for them and do all of these things. That's all we need, is someone to come out and do this. You know what I mean? So, listen, if it's us, it's us. If it's not us, so be it. You know what I mean? I'll roll in behind whatever. You know what I mean? Like, but it needs to all be spoke about. People need to sit down at tables. There's no good just naming one or two people, because everyone needs to sit down. There has to be a big enough meeting, a big enough room called, where you can call us and you can say, well, okay, you did this. Why did you do that? And we'll tell you why we did that, or we'll tell you why we didn't do it, and or if it's a lie or it's not. But I'd like to do it while the person who was telling lies about me is sitting in the same room to see what he has to say.
Yeah.
You know, when he's called out. Because nobody else has been called out on this. It's all just us. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they did this and they did that, and we did nothing.
No, we didn't.
Nothing. We did no wrong here. You know what I mean? You're talking that we tried to take over the party. Then we forcibly went to Derek and took over Ireland First. No, we didn't. Derek reached out. Derek reached out to Anthony and asked Anthony to take it over, and we followed it in.
Yeah, and Sarah's come out and said that on several occasions. Do you know what I mean? And Sarah is up back. Sarah's
I'm
talking
being
to Derek
honest.
and things at the moment. Yeah,
I'm going to be honest. Derek needs to be saying that. It's not Sarah.
he does.
You know what I mean?
He does.
Because
Yeah.
people don't believe what.
Because
like,
we approach
people don't
constantly.
believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. People are not believing what we're saying. So I think the man should come out himself and say, "Well, that's up to him whether he does it or not." But like,
no, he should.
Maybe
he should. He
maybe
wanted
he'd
to
say
take
it
a
at the
step
big
back.
protest.
Yeah, he wanted to take a step back and he wanted to bring Anthony on board. So you come out and you say it. I'm sick to death of all this crap. I'm absolutely sick of it. Like, if you've got something to say to somebody's face, say it to their face. You know?
Yeah,
exactly. I feel like we're in some sort of like Mean Girls movie or something these days. I'm sick to death of all the fighting. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, all our energy should be
Sarah,
put in.
I'm here. I know you're here. We know you're there. Yeah.
Like, all our energies should be put into fighting Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Sinn Féin, Social Democrats, and people for profit. They are our real enemy, and that's who we should be fighting. And we should not be fighting each other. No nationalist should be fighting another nationalist. Like Martin said it brilliantly the other night on Space. He said, if you don't like somebody, just ignore them. That's it. That's all you have to do. Like, we're not all going to be singing Kumbaya around a camp, you know? But like, there's no need to be attacking each other. There's no need to be name calling. There's no need to be at this nonsense. We should be fighting our real enemies who are in the Dáil, and that's what we should be doing.
Exactly. Now you have it. Never forget the 10 brave men. Yeah, shadow play. Yep, I heard he goes faster than George Michael in a public pub. Country is at stake. Go Orla. Yeah.
It is, Emmanuel.
It is at stake. And again, it's our kids who are doing this for us, not me. Couldn't give a shit about me. Like, I'll be warm filled in 20 years' time, probably. You know what I mean? So hey,
you'll be fine, Paul. You'll be 200 years old by then. It'll be grand. There won't be enough candles for you.
Yeah, there could be zero room for emotion. What am I always saying, Orla? What do I always say about emotion? There's no room for emotion in politics and military executive decisions. Strategy is the key, and we have a great strategy. We. Like at Ireland Force, we have different committees. We have an education committee with teachers on it. We have a finance committee with lecturers from, economic lecturers and financiers on it. We have health. In the health committee, we have doctors, you know what I mean? We have nurses. In the education, we have teachers. We have, like, it's not us that's making policies here. These people are writing policies for us to talk about, you know what I mean? For us to push the people, you know what I mean? So these are the people who are on the ground, and that's what we're doing, you know what I mean?
We're all just doing our best, Paul, like,
Yeah,
and
I'm just changing my banner there to Ireland Forced. Yeah.
But if everybody does a little bit, all those little bits add up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, deadly. Herman is a fraud. So Herman's a fraud. Well, Jesus, yeah. Well, we've been calling this for months. Orla, I seen the way you were treating myself. That's why I left IFP alongside you and the others. I stood beside the good ones. Yes, and we are good ones. And people will see us for what we are. People will see us for what we are. Listen, I was accused of not being loyal the other day, and I was a government shill, and am I working for the government? Like, come on, will you? Like, come on, will you? Like, people know me. People trust me. People see me. They see what I do. I'm as transparent as anyone here. You know what I mean? I really am. Anyone who knows me knows me.
I know. We know that, Paul. We know that.
I'm the kind of guy who takes no shit. You know what I mean? Just get on with the job at hand.
I mean, look, Paul. The only place that that if you were working for the government would be in the prison system.
Yeah. Or behind the bar in the Dáil or something. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, behind the bars in the prison system.
Yeah. Don't join any party. Stand alone for Ireland and by yourself and file lawsuits and work on your own. You don't need anyone. Everyone will support you. Who supports you? You know what I mean? We have a good team there. And I think, we have a great team there. You know what I mean? I scratched my name, but not for frame. Upon a whitened wall, Bobby Sands was there. I wrote in fear in a boyish, skaky scrawl. I scratched it low. Where eyes don't go, 'twas but to testify. Thank you very much. I seen a terrible video of Moira getting beaten and attempted to snatch a child. Yeah, I seen it myself. I'm not going to play it. It's, Well, we might play it in a while. Ireland Force is probably the best opposition right now. I think we are the best opposition right now. You know, KK24. That's the worst advice ever. Time. That's the worst advice ever. Time. Okay.
Yeah.
Close that curtain. Shut that door. Do you remember him? Shut that door. What was his name? Larry Grayson. Do you remember him?
Oh,
no, you probably don't remember.
I'm too young, Paul. You forget I'm a lot younger than you are.
Yeah. He's a gay guy. He was like, shut that door. He was a puff. But he was good crack. Okay, I'm gonna just play a video here. Right, this is about migrants coming in. Okay, migrants in the UK, and just watch this. It's only a minute.
Look at the concentration of Muslim immigration in Birmingham. You wouldn't recognise Birmingham today as an English town, as an English part of another county in Britain. You'd think you're in Pakistan. Now, I've got nothing against the Pakistanis, but if you come into this country, and this is where we see the abject failure of multiculturalism. Multiculturalism is where these people, where we come in as an immigrant. Now, I as an immigrant came in from India. I haven't brought with me my turban and everything else that goes with some people from different parts of India. And I haven't set up in an enclave and stayed and stuck only with Indian people and then demanded that you change the laws in your country to accommodate me because you're being insensitive to me. And that's precisely what's happened now in Birmingham. You've got mosques all over the place, loudspeakers bursting out with their prayers and their calls in the morning and different times of the day, something that is not the norm in the West. Now, if you want to come into this country, we've got to live by the laws that are in this country. We've got to be sensitive to the country we've come to. We don't want them to be sensitive to us. If you're going to find what's in this country insensitive and offensive to you, then why did you come to this country?
It's true. Why did you come to the country?
I know.
Go somewhere else. Like, again, I can't go to Nigeria. I can't go to Pakistan and start building the fucking church. You know, I can't. It's just not. If I go preaching the Lord and walking around, she can't even preach the gospel in the UK now with all these Sharia law things and everything else. You're not allowed. You can't pray outside an abortion clinic, even in silence. Like, get a grip, lads. What is this bleeding world coming to?
Actually, will you, just speaking of that, will you play, just when you're talking about numbers, play the video, because I downloaded it. I think it's only a few seconds.
Which one?
It's just from the stuff from today.
Oh,
it's just showing the numbers over in the UK. Because I think it's really important to show the numbers.
Orla. This is published in 2022. Is that one? EU migration.
No, it's a video. It's a video. But it's only a couple of seconds long. I think but it's only from today. Just check that right on
UK Islamic cause jihadi the streets.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Are these all jihadis on the street? Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, just it's only a couple of seconds long, but just look at the amount of them.
Yeah. But it's the same here, Orla. It's the same here.
See, I'm not up in Dublin, so I don't see these huge numbers.
Now, what happens if that kicks off in Dublin? Like, seriously, if you're walking down Dublin,
hundreds of them there, hundreds of them.
Yeah, I know.
What's going to happen, crazy.
Yeah, if I was in India or China, and if I said I was Indian or Chinese, they would look at me like I was crazy, and rightly so. A dog born in a stable is still a dog. You're right, it is. When a mosque is planted, a Muslim community will be created. Then they get into the schools and start taking over. Then they get into, Paul, any chance of your washing? You have to go washing, cozy cat. Is that thing? No, okay. Any chance of your washing? Okay. London is fact. Dublin will become the same if you like a toilet. Yeah, it's true. It is so true. I'm mad the one who wrote the song It's Raining Men now. Miss Puggy McMuck on. Make this about Indigenous Ireland, not about Muslim migration. Racist undertones never work worldwide. Make a reservation of all Indigenous Irish and land. It's yours. Yeah, we were thinking of trying to set up an Indigenous Irish NGO. We were actually looking into it with Ireland Force. So anyone that's listening, don't rob our thing like what we get blamed on. Oh, they were in our group and they robbed that idea and they did this. And an idea is an idea until somebody actually steps up and does it. Okay? Whether you came up with it or not, your idea could be sitting there for 6 months and you did nothing about it, and someone hears about your idea, and then it's there, it's out there, and we're trying it. That's a good thing. That's how ideas come to fruition, Why did Herman not want to rebrand the nationalist movement 2 years ago? A rebrand, a bringing together. It seemed he wanted everything on board with his party. Yes, he did. That's what we were told. But Herman told us a completely different story. But we have heard the full story from within now at the moment. And it's a different story. But it's not up to me to tell people the story. Like, people... Listen, it's water under the bridge now, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I'm not giving any more oxygen to them. We'll talk about if the vote goes against them. Okay, we'll talk about it Sunday night probably, but that's as far as it goes with me. I'm just not giving them oxygen anymore. Paul, can you play that video? Hang on, let me see what the video is, Jaden. 6 minutes and 14. I think it's time we share this on the show, since people talk about Bunrock the lot, but Brehon Law is older and prevents state tyranny. I think, is that the one you sent in to me? Listen, it's 6 minutes long. This is Kevin. I've met Kevin. I was meant to actually ring him to okay, let's listen. We'll give Kevin Flanagan. Kevin, he's a good guy. I met him a while ago. I got his number. I was supposed to bring him on actually, but I'm gonna play this. It's 6 minutes long. It's about Brehon Law, and then we'll come back. Okay, let me just present this and we'll come back with it then. Boom, boom, boom. Don't fall asleep now, Orla. It's not that bad, to be honest with you.
Paul, it's not past my bedtime. You're all right.
Oh, I know, yeah. Right, let's go with this.
The law in Ireland today is not Irish law. However just it may be, it was once most unjust. It does not command reverence as a native institution, but merely respect as an essential part of the machinery of government. What changed? How did we go from a people who were seen to be the ones who loved justice more than any other nation on earth to the ones who were seen to be irreverent of the law? The laws of a land are an irrebuttable witness to the character of those people. And so what I want to do in this discussion is frame the rest of the conversation around the conflict of two legal systems. And these two legal systems represent the conflict of two mindsets, okay? So why are we calling it medieval anarchy? How does that fit into this discussion? Were the Irish anarchists in the Greek sense? Did they aspire to this as a philosophy? No, they did not. They didn't. They were not anarchists as a value. They had plenty of rules. That's how I'm able to sit here and talk to you about them. They had loads of laws, and they had plenty of kings. They had more kings than you needed, okay? Well over 100, and they were often competing with each other. But what I want to focus in on here is a very different mindset about what is power, what is authority, and how is it administered throughout society. To the early Irish, the idea of having a centralized control, a monarch who had the right to issue laws, was an alien concept. So this is where I sit with the anarchic approach to medieval Irish law. It was on how did they view authority. The point is, there was no inherent right to rule. Nobody had the divine right to rule because their daddy was the king or something like this, right? This is a very different thing. And I would argue that this is partly where the main conflict between the two systems actually came from. It wasn't a religious conflict. For 300 years, the Protestant church didn't exist, right? So we have to say, well, why were these two people who were neighbors to each other, right? A lot of things in common, but to this fundamental level that they couldn't connect. So there's a couple of ways I want to focus in on how this was anarchic and to show the difference and why it was so incompatible with the colonial systems, the continental monarchies and so on, which is characterized by centralized control and a divine right to rule. So the areas that I'd like to focus on are the nature of lawmaking, the attitude to where law comes from. How do we deal with crime when there is a wrongdoing in society? And probably the most important, and I hope I have time to go a little deeper into this, is the attitude to land and property and ownership. Okay? So first, with lawmaking. Under the Brehon Law, it was a law of custom well established, not by the law of decree. How does a custom become well established? Well, when people engage in honorable behavior with each other over time, certain practices will arise. These practices then eventually become expectations. The expectation, when it's seen to be good over time, can acquire the force of a law. How? What is the right amount of time? Well, they had it since time immemorial. They had all these beautiful ways of talking about the law since time immemorial. But what is that? It's only 90 years. It's like 3 generations. Once the 3rd generation had been born and that custom had been in place since time immemorial. And if it was held to be a good custom, then it would be observed by this group of people, by the Brehons. It would be recorded, they would speak about it, and it would become customary law. So in this sense, you see the Brehon system with its polycentric nature allowed for experimentation in customs, allowed for different variances on how to do things in different communities. Now, as someone who studied law, I know the modern jurist is going to be screaming that that's uncertain. How can I be a lawyer if it's going to be different laws in different places? And that's fine. The Brehons were well aware of this. There was a difference between the Ordadus, which was the local custom, and the Cain law, which was the universal law of the land, which I'm sure I don't even have to tell you what that law was. Don't cause harm, don't cause loss, don't cause injury. In that sense, we all agreed what the laws were. But when it came to the actual engagement in different transactions, maybe marriage agreements and so on, that allowed for variance. If we compare this with our counterpart, we have a group of men. If we're lucky, it's a group, and if we're unlucky, it's just one guy who happened to be born to a certain bloodline, to a certain family, who is perceived to be divinely inspired by God to sit down and write laws. Is that when you actually put it on paper, it's absurd. And this is the very short version. There was a woman who had a sheep, obvious loss, it's quantum. Have the judgment of a Brehon, or we might say the judgment of King Solomon. It was seen to be a kingly trait to be a good judge. And he said, well, this is obvious. There's a loss of the crops. This woman has a sheep. She should give the sheep as payment for the crops. Makes sense, right? We can all see there's an accountancy has happened there. Maybe there's some restitution has happened. But a young boy hearing this in the crowd said, this is a false judgment. This is not the true judgment. As the fleece grows on the sheep, so does the fleece grow on the land. So surely he should give the fleece of the sheep as payment to restore the crops. Don't deprive the woman of her livelihood. I can see you smiling because you can feel the difference in that, right? Am I right? You can see the difference. Am I getting nods? And did it feel something? That feeling, that's why the Irish love justice better than anybody else. It was something that you could feel, something you could experience. That's what their belief was. It was very tied into who they were as a people, their identity, the honor that you have in society, and the fact that the laws are the irrebuttable witness to the character of the people.
Yeah, I've listened to that a few times. Run it back a bit, run part of it back. I don't know what you mean. Did it go off or something?
Just in the middle of it, it just kind of went a bit sketchy or something. But no, then it kind of sorted itself out.
Yeah, yeah. Hi, Sarah Hardy. Hi, Cozy Cat. Hi, everyone. Yeah. Okay, I tell you, right, that's Brehon law. Martin is a great man with that. Martin reads up about all of that stuff. I wouldn't be reading up. Now, I get where he's coming from with the fleece going and this, that, and the other, the barter system, and that's the way it's going to have to go back. You know what I mean? People will be giving silver coins now for different shit and everything else. You know what I mean? Halal is barbaric, and
it is, Cozy Cat. Yes, it is. It's absolutely horrific. You know, no respect for the animals.
No.
You know,
I went in.
Paul, will you actually go in and take a look? Because again, I think I brought it to the front again. It's figures. It's 2 screenshots. The iPass scam. Because we didn't get to show it. Yeah. Again, you know, on the economic side of things, it's so important to show the figures.
Get this stuff out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Really important.
Okay. So
and I think, did I send you something on actually as well from Tracy? Did I send you something on from Tracy O'Mahony? Did I send it?
I didn't see that. I'll have a look now in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, we'll need to bring it up. Yeah.
Yeah, to give Irish people some idea of the huge sums of money paid to asylum seeker landlords, the below highlights some of the top payments made in 2024. The sums are staggering. Money that should have been invested in services for the Irish. Can you see that? Jesus
Now,
Christ.
if you go to the next, will you go to the next screenshot? Because it's just clearer then.
Okay. Oh, is that the one? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's clearer.
Okay. So Cape Rat Hotel. That's the City West Hotel. Okay.
70.8 million.
Wow. Now look at the Oigo Cafe Limited. Nearly 46 million. Now the Oigo Cafe is owned and run by a man called Dave Mooney, who was in witness protection here a number of years ago, and now he runs this Oigo Cafe, and everything is going through there. He's one of the biggest iPass peddlers, human trafficker in the country. You know what I mean? Mosney Holidays PLC, 38.8 million. That's in County Meath. And that is owned by 6 people, I think Gript came out with the other day. When you track back, there's 6 people that actually own it. Yeah. Tifco Hotel Group, that's the travel lodge, that's 36 million. Guestford Limited, 35 million. That's the Red Cow Moor. And the Holiday Inn Dublin Airport, that's the one up on the N32. That's the very first one that Kulak says no went out and protested against up on the N32. That's at Dublin Airport. Total Experience Limited, Ukrainians only, 30.7 million. And then Brimwood Limited, 24 million. That's Seamus McEnany. That's Banty McEnany and family.
Yeah.
But that was only for 2024. I think the whole family have made something like 82 million since this whole thing started.
Just look at that. And then that's only the big amounts. Then that will dwindle down to smaller amounts. But imagine adding, like, they're saying what, 2.1 billion a year. 2.1 billion a year.
I reckon it's near to 4 billion.
Do you know what I mean?
I think it's 4 billion, easily 4 billion.
It was, yeah, because I remember when we were up to Athlone, we were doing that media thing. It was, I remember during the elections, it was, we were saying 2.1 billion, but just probably more than that. But like, there's no children's hospital. We can't get that finished. People can't get in and get doctor's appointments. Hospital appointments are being cancelled. We can't get enough SNAs. There's not enough school places. There's not enough creche places. There's not enough care for the elderly. They're closing nursing homes. Like, it's just ridiculous. And all this money is going out for this. It's absolute. People need to wake the hell up. Not on this show now, because everyone's awake on this show, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. McAniff is destroying Bundar and Jasmine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I play that Frank Barrett?
Yeah, they wouldn't do it for our own Irish on the street.
No, it's disgraceful, man. It's disgraceful. It's a horrible. It's just that is some amount of money. What's that? There's 7, 14, 7, 11, 14, 17, 20, 23, 26, 28. There's nearly 300 million there they're getting. 300 million that they're getting there. Look, that's a travesty.
Yeah.
And their own people on the street dying like hell.
Yeah.
Orla, I think I know your husband. He is a traveller. If it is him, he came to Ireland years ago and from England. Pat was, let me know. No, your husband. No, I think Pat Watch asked was my ma. I think he asked was my ma English. She is. Yeah, my ma is English. Yeah, my ma's from Birmingham.
Yeah.
She's over here since she was a kid, like, you know. But good girl, Orla, having a clue. Mel Sutcliffe, Goldstein, property management. Exactly, yeah. We should do another bike ride out to his house. I remember that day. It was a great day. Niall McConnell confronted McAniff. He even had the balls to say business is up 25% in the video. I seen it. But he done that last year. But he put it out again today, I'm sure. I seen it today or yesterday. But it's just...
But we just have to keep showing the money. Like, I just think You know, and then when somebody's in and, you know, they can't get their hospital appointment or their operation's been cancelled again and, you know, their children can't get services, I just think that's what it's going to take for people to wake up.
Okay, what's this? Ferg has just sent me local men running unwanted foreigners living in tents. Okay, I'm going to play this here. This Ferg just sent me this. But I got to rumour is Mooney is losing all his centres because of the pressure. South Dublin says no. Phil, myself and others put on the prick Paolo. Brought too much attention on them all. I'll come on and chat to you about it some night, brother. No problem. Yeah, and you're more than welcome to come on, brother. You know you are. I'm just going to play this here. This is... Oh, wow. Local men run unwanted foreigners living in tents and destroying the surrounding woodland area. This is the valley at Cavan's Orland near Bluebell. It is unsafe for women and children to walk alone in there. Mass deportations. Okay, I'm going to play this here. Okay, we have a few minutes left. Okay, Jesus, we're flying here. You don't realise it, sure you don't. I swear to God, you don't realise it. This is only 2 minutes long, so we go with this. Okay, we play this.
Watch this, right? This cunt is getting ran. Come on, hurry up. Here's another cunt over here, look. Watch. There's another fella further on up as well. There. How'd you get up there, you cunt? The fucking smell up here, you dirty bastards. Here, boys. This way. Here. Hello. Come on, pack up. Get the fuck out of here. Come on. Where are you from? Romania. What are you doing here? How did you come to Ireland? Hurry up. Shoes on. Pack up. Get the fuck out of here. Now. There was another one. He's fucking gone as well now. Look at the show here. Needles and all there. Fucking dirty bastards. Yes? Understand? Hurry up. Come on. Chop. Put your socks on. Hurry up. Come on. You don't be around these fucking parks again, right? Hurry up.
We have kids around here. There are kids there, little girls play around here. In the playground, on a walk with the dogs. They're not safe. Come on.
I don't care. Go into town. Go into fucking CD's house. Fuck off over here.
Stay with this. That's what our kids are meant to do. Look. Scruffy. This is a park where all kids do. They look at all that drinking and all. Look. Bags of cans, everything.
You no respect to this country. No respect. Understand? No respect. Let's go.
There's the walkway. Look at the state of this place. Look, how is our kids are meant to be safe around these people? Look. There's my house there. Look, right at the back of this place. How do I know he's not opened that wall creeping in my window?
Now, come on, go, out, let's go. Look at the fucking dirt that they keep over here. Look at the dirt, all the rubbish. Yeah, your rubbish, all this rubbish. Get the fuck out. There's another one, 4 of them now. 4 of them in the valley.
Fair play to those lads. I have to say, fair play to those lads. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
Look at the state of the place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the kind of place local children would make it then and play all those needles. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. 17 euro for a steak in Tesco. I'm on the sausages boycott Tesco meat. It's going to be on the joke. Doubled in the past 3 months. Yeah, it's all gone crap now, to be honest with you.
Well, actually, somebody messaged me yesterday. I just haven't had a chance to put it up on Facebook, but they were saying they were in Tesco, right? And they were behind, I think it was one or two foreign women, right? And they went up to the tills and they had drink, right? And they handed in something to get stamped. And that was it. They didn't have to pay for anything. But they weren't buying food, they were buying alcohol. And the woman that messaged me, she said, I'm so disgusted because like that, they didn't have to pay for anything. You know, they just walked straight out. Wasn't food, wasn't anything like that. It was drink. You know, like, and that's all the taxpayer.
Yes,
and there's families out there. There's families out there that can barely afford milk and bread at the end of the week. And these ones are in here buying, like getting drink for free. Not even
Someone's
food,
just saying
but drink.
they're all shoplifters. Yeah, they are shoplifters. All them Romans are shoplifters. Listen, I just want to say hello to Teresa, Ferg's mother-in-law. How are you, Teresa? Fair play to you. Thanks for watching again tonight, Teresa. What else have we got? It's time to get rough with them, folks. Yeah, listen. And then we have, yes, locals must start policing their areas to protect kids. Well, I'm part of Shinanadina. Get in contact with us on Shinanadina. Shinanadina.ie. Get on board with us. We have patrols in 10 different towns around the country. In Limerick, I don't know whether we have Waterford or not. I think there's going to be starting them in Wexford and everywhere else. So get on board. Talk to us. And if you want to be a part of these groups that go out policing your own area, all you're doing is walking around. You're not a vigilante group like what Herman Kelly has said. Just go around and police your own areas. It's like neighbourhood watch. Once people see you out there, well, then people will stop doing what they're doing. My phone is going crazy when trying to text. Jaden, what did you send me? Oh, yeah, okay, the Pope.
Yeah, sorry about the Pope, yeah.
What does he send? The new Pope has made epic woke statements. I don't know. I don't even know what this is, but I'm going to just play it because we're nearly finishing up now. We're finishing up now, so, you know. Yeah, hold on there.
Pope Robert Prevost expressed disappointment that some Western media held sympathy for beliefs and practices that are at odds with the gospel, in particular, the homosexual lifestyle.
Okay, the homosexual lifestyle, Grant. Martin wants to come in for a minute. Hello there, how are you?
Excuse me, is it 5 minutes to midnight, is it?
Yeah, nearly.
No, I didn't want to come in. I'm only here for the after show.
Okay, I'll drop you right down.
No. It's okay. I'll stay on for a minute. So, Chase, look at me here.
Yeah, well, we're going to finish up, and anyway, we're finishing up now in a minute. Anyway,
He's only in for a compliment. Yes, Martin. Yeah, your hair is gorgeous. Yes, Martin.
No, it's fucking brutal. I was lying down. Okay, look at that.
Yeah.
I just want to play this hate speech bill one, right? This is a guy in the UK talking about what's going on here in Ireland. So, listen, I was going to do this myself, but I thought he says it better. I'll let him do it.
So have you seen that the fair-minded and democratic EU have been at it once again, this time in Ireland, in the Republic of Ireland? So the EU have brought in a series of hate crime laws, freedom of speech laws, essentially. And the Irish government were going to pass those laws a couple of years or so ago, but due to massive opposition from both the public and also in Parliament, they decided to drop them. Well, the EU are now threatening Ireland and basically saying, you must pass these laws. You must bring in this hate crime and hate speech legislation as part of a larger bill. And if you don't do that, we're going to take legal action against you. So where is the democracy in that? Where is the independence in that? My understanding of the EU was that it was supposed to be a collection of countries that work together, not a centralised authority with rules and laws imposed from the centre that every country must obey. And that's why Britain voted out, irrespective of what you get told about the economics of it. about the trade aspects of it, about employment, about freedom of movement, etc., etc. At the very crux of it just lies a very simple fact: the ability to be able to make your own rules and pass your own laws. And so Ireland now is in the gun sights of the EU. If they don't pass this hate crime legislation that the EU is insisting they pass, they're going to get legal action and presumably fines against them. Bear in mind, this is the same Ireland that is drowning under the weight of immigration, that has had protests on the streets for about 2 weeks straight, 14 days on the spin. They've had protests from Irish people against the level of immigration. And clearly, if this hate crime legislation comes in, it will have a big impact on what people can say about this issue, which is presumably why the EU is trying to force it through. So are you glad we're out of the EU? Are you glad that you aren't being dictated to and having your laws dictated to by this centralised power? Because I, for one, am.
Yeah, we'll finish up with that now in the next minute or two. But yeah, that's now they're going to start charging us now for not bringing in the hate speech. You know what I mean? Which is the greatest.
And then they're going to be charging as well for the immigration if we don't. The EU migration pact, that if we don't bring in the certain amount that we're dictated to, we'll be charged for that as well. So it'll be wonderful. It'll be great.
And if we don't meet our carbon tax things, we'll be charged on that
climate
as
change.
well.
How could I forget about that? Yes, of course.
Like, when did we stop being a sovereign country? You know what I mean? You know, it's. But then again, Micheál Martin doesn't want the backward idea of a backward-looking sovereignty. You know, people need to wake the fuck up here. I'm being honest with you, lads. You know, there's no. Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Absolutely
declared
ridiculous.
war on us if this goes through. Yeah, it's true.
People
need to open
a long
their
time
eyes.
ago.
Yes, they
did.
did.
They did, Martin. You're right.
Yeah, they did.
You know,
they really did. Turf tax, carbon tax.
Yeah.
This program will be targeted. It's already targeted, mate. I'm telling you now, it's already. Trust me. If only. Why
but
we
it's the
need
truth. Like, I see it on my TikTok page. Like, you know, you're putting up. I can put up stupid things. Put up a music video, put up something, and I'm getting hardly any views on it. It's completely shadow banned. The odd thing will get through, but you know.
Paul, we were never a sovereign country. It was all an illusion. Yeah, it was. West Brits out. Micheál cares about Ukrainians' sovereignty. Yeah.
Actually, we must say this now. Seeing as we're giving a shout out to Ferg's mother, Martin, is your mother on tonight, Emer?
She's knocking around somewhere there, yeah.
Hi, Emer, just a picture on.
She's watching. No, yeah, she's watching. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, she's definitely watching.
Yeah. Well,
so Martin, did you check the bank this week? Have you any money left after you gave me your credit card details?
I haven't, to be honest with you.
Prepare yourself.
I don't.
If you don't look, you won't know.
Never happened.
So
it
you're better off not know. Yeah.
I've been paying for Paul's sunbed sessions.
No, you fucking haven't. This is all natural, baby. This is all natural.
Hey, Martin, what does he look like tonight? He looks like you have the hands. Look, doesn't he look like something from The Sopranos? Like he's belonging to the mafia.
Oh, Paulie, yeah, he's got that sort of Paulie Walnut.
Remember Paulie in The Sopranos?
Yeah.
Paulie
Fuck
Walnut.
you, pay me. Fuck you, pay me.
That's actually going to stick. Paulie Walnut.
That was good, fellas. You remember? Fuck you.
Oh, good fellas.
Paulie, yeah.
Yeah, but there was a Paulie in remember he was so annoying. Oh my God, in Sopranos. Do you know?
Paul, don't forget to tell people about housing. So officers get backhanders for people on the housing list. Yes, they do.
Oh yeah.
I think that's happening in Waterford. I think they've actually uncovered that in Waterford. The Waterford says no. Group, it might be. I think it's Waterford says no, but I think they've uncovered a lot of corruption in the council in relation to that. So big shout out to that crew.
But there's corruption in all the councils, lads. All the councils. Yeah. It's Paul is older than Junior from The Sopranos. Would you believe? Now, this is no messing. I've never watched The Sopranos. I've never watched The Sopranos.
Oh,
Never.
no, Paul, you have to watch Sopranos.
Never.
You have to. It's brilliant. Do you know what I mean?
The Fitzer cartel.
The Fitzer cartel. Now, Jaden, you know what your next one now for Sunday night's going to be? Oh, Lord God.
The Irish are done with being fooled again. Enough is enough. Yeah, and again, the protest or the marches now will be the 7th of June in Cork, and then the 22nd of June back in Dublin. We will be out in force, Ireland Forced and Shinandino, I think, will be out in force.
We even got offers for Cork, I think, and Dublin if we wanted to stay over.
We've got what?
And we got offers of places to stay for go down to Cork.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
We're all going to Owen's gaff, are we?
Yeah, and then Owen has agreed it's drinks again on him. So he's agreed to it. There's nothing we can do. I've got the WhatsApp messages. So Paul is, he's 164 is right. So so we'll all go for drinks with Owen and back to whoever else is gaff afterwards.
Very good.
They're slagging their hair. Paul and Martin's hair is getting higher by the day, very high. I'm just saying, look, yeah. Who's
your man that did fucking Twin Peaks? David Lynch, wasn't? That's what I feel I look like now at the minute. David Lynch.
Oh Lord God! Need to bring Jaden into the green room. Martin, your beard seems to be getting longer as well.
It does grow. I can't even remember the last time I had a haircut or a beard trim. Just find me some time, please.
I know a family that handed over 120 grand to get home to house. Wow, that's crazy. 120 grand or 12 grand. 12 grand. Sorry, over 12 grand to get a home to off housing officer. Good fellas, you talking to me? Lol, yeah, you talking to me.
Yeah.
Paul and Martin trying to outdo Orla's Rapunzel. Good night, all. Make Orla great again.
You can start plotting it.
No, they're talking about your Rapunzel, your class, yeah.
Yes, I know.
Paul is looking like I'm looking like Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo.
Right, listen, we only have 3 minutes left. I'm gonna finish it off there, and I'm gonna put you down in the green room for a minute. And Paul and Martin are like Mohicans. Yeah, okay. Great show, Paul and Orla. Thank you very much.
Trish.
Thanks to everyone.
Thanks,
I'm going to drop you down then, Martin, and I'll talk to you in a minute. Okay. Thanks very much for coming on. Orla, thank you very much as usual. It's been emotional. And, it's always emotional. I haven't got the line tonight, so listen, I'll be with you in a minute. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll roar myself. It's okay. Thank you very much, everyone. As you can see, I haven't got the line. This is at the going tits up on me there at the back for the thing. But listen, the green screen is there. You can see. Great show, lads. Good night, all. Great crack. Fair play to you. Great show. Thank you, lads. Great crack. Brilliant show. Thanks. Good night, all. As I say every night I'm here, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. Good night and God bless everyone. Take care.